to yet another live stream. It's going to be a big one again. The biggest remaining double of the season. And I'm ready. This is the third stream in like a week. You guys are getting spoiled rotten. I'm not going to lie. So many streams. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what you're doing right now. And we will get immediately into your questions. 9 doublers is fine. I think that is. Let me know in the chat how many doublers you have for this week. How many double game week players? Calvin FPL Bingo Man with or without Pulp Frosty. What is going on in the chat? What are these discussions taking place already? I have no idea. Good to see some of the regulars. Courtney in the chat. Good to see you, Courtney. Claudette, of course. Marcus, Frosty. Lukey Boy's been waiting for this stream for about 18 hours. Which is absolute commitment of the highest form. Orange juice discussions. Looking sexy today, Eggsy. Why, thank you. Thought I'd put on a jacket. Why not? Mix it up. I'll be honest, chat. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I went to bed really late. So if I look rough, if I don't look my best, I'm sorry. I only have myself to blame. But I will be fine soon. Hello, Posh. Hello, Liam. Good to see you. Lots of people have got, I think like 8, 9, 10 doublers, I think is kind of, some people have 11. I will have probably 10, maybe 9. 9 or 10. Did you make your moves before price rises? I didn't because I didn't need to, and also I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm hoping you guys are going to tell me. Although last week you absolutely ruined my team, chat. So we're going to talk about that in a second once there are more people in here. But I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at what happened last week. Let's just say that. Morning, Ross. I need some words of wisdom. De Gea for free, Edison for a -4, or stick with Raya. No Manchester defence worries me. I don't know if I'd take a -4 for Edison. I might be bringing in Edison bits for free. De Gea for free sounds fine to me. And you get 2 double game weeks there, don't you? So. Will Jason still play? Still will. Jason still? I think so, but I don't know that. It's one of those that I'm just guessing if I say yes, but I think so. That would be my guess here. Right, let's look at my team, which is beautiful this week. Stunning. I need it. I need a green arrow. So this is the way that the team currently looks. I don't really need to use a transfer, but as we'll discuss throughout the stream, if I don't use a transfer, then I go into 35 with 2 free transfers, and again, a team that I'm really happy with. Let's say that I only use 1 and then I go into game week 36. I don't actually need a transfer in 36 either, so it doesn't really make much sense to roll the transfer. And I know you can get things like injuries and things crop up, but at the same time, if I can see a move this week which is a little bit more aggressive, I think that's the way to do it. Are you going to use the Wahil today? Of course. It wouldn't be a stream without that, would it? Darren says, hi, Ross. Definitely playing Raya, Estepinian, Trippier, Trent, Rashford, Bruno, Matoma, March, and Haaland. Okay, option 1, Grealish and Jota for free. Option 2, Salah and Watkins for a -4. I like the idea of getting Salah in. Grealish and Jota, if Grealish and Jota start both of the games, then they're great, but they're minutes risks. So if you think Grealish and Jota will both start both games, I prefer that. But if you are not sure and you're thinking about the rest of the season as well, but you're probably going to want Salah unless you go for KDB instead. So I think I would still opt for the Salah and Watkins combo, Darren. Also, I do think Watkins will do relatively well against Manchester United. I told someone at work about the will. They said, never talk to me again. I'm not surprised. These streams are weird. They get weirder every week as well. Sam says, bring in Trent for a -4 or start Trippier. Oh, that's a really tough one. Bring in Trent for a -4 or start Trippier. Will Trent outscore Trippier by 4 points this week? Maybe not, but long term, I think I would still potentially do it. I think you're going to want Trent for the back end of the season. So yeah, I would do it probably. But that's not an easy one. Like if you've got a feeling Trippier does well, then maybe just keep him. Sean says, I have my triple captain left, Salah or the robot. For me, that's an easy decision. It's Haaland. But if you really do want to go something a little bit spicy, triple captain on Salah this week is very, very different. So I guess it really depends what you're trying to achieve at the moment. By the way, if you are enjoying today's stream so far, I know it's only been a few minutes, please do drop a like. Make sure to subscribe as well. I would very much appreciate it. James says, you missed my super chat. Did I? That's not a good sign that I'm missing super chats already. I'm sorry. I'll be with it soon. Chilwell to Shaw or Robertson? I can't afford Trent. Robertson's actually been pretty decent recently, but you get 2 double game weeks with Shaw. He's been very, very attacking. I'd maybe opt for Shaw. I also like Van Dijk, James. I would probably say Shaw, then Van Dijk, then Robertson. Robertson's good for set pieces, but he's still playing in a more defensive role than would be ideal. So I think Shaw for me. Flapjack Gaming says, morning, Ross. Do you think Dunk in White out is a good idea? Yeah, again, Brighton have 3 remaining double game weeks this season. They've got game week 34, game week 36, and game week 37. So if you've not tripled up on Brighton, it makes sense to do that. So yeah, I like Dunk in for White. I think I would prefer Dunk to Estepinian at the moment. Estepinian's fine. It's just there is a chance he gets benched in one of these games, and also his attacking data has just not been strong enough to warrant that potential benching. So yeah, I think I would go Dunk. Daniel says, can we go on surprise and take Darwin better than Jota? As a Liverpool fan, I think Darwin can make something this double game week. I think in this double, I wouldn't be surprised to see Darwin and Jota get a very similar amount of minutes, if I was to predict. But I think longer term, Jota is still the more nailed one. So if it's a short-term move, I like Darwin a lot. If it's for the remainder of the season, you don't think you're going to take this player out, then I think Jota's still probably the one to go for. It just depends if he's fit enough to feature in some regard, but I think he is. So I think Jota and Darwin will both get, I don't know, about 120 minutes in this double. But yeah, across the remainder of the season, Jota still appears to be favourite. So I would kind of opt that way, I think. Peaceful Meditation says, should I get De Bruyne for Grealish? Will he play both games? I still really, really like De Bruyne as an option. And I think if you can get to De Bruyne, I like it. I don't know that Grealish to De Bruyne is... It's not sideways necessarily because De Bruyne is an upgrade. But I wonder, is there another way for you to get to De Bruyne? Or do you just leave it and use your transfers elsewhere? I wouldn't prioritise Grealish this week, but it does feel a little bit weird taking him out for De Bruyne myself. So that's the way I would view it. Sorry, I'm just catching up with what I've missed, Super Chat-wise. Simon says, bench 2, start 2, Andreas Trippier, Kane, Watkins. Bench 2, start 2, Andreas Trippier. I would start probably Trippier and Kane. But again, that's a very protective play. They're the 2 most highly owned assets there out of the 4. So if you want to go really different and you want to attack, then Andreas and Watkins, you can start them. But Trippier and Kane, I think, are the 2 best assets there, Simon. Akil says, is Haaland the only captaincy choice? The will. Akil will get... Akil, we will get to the will. Don't you worry. I don't think Haaland's the only captaincy choice, but yeah, he's the best captaincy choice for me. I sound like a broken record, but that's my opinion. Trent and Greenwood for Watkins and Henry for a -4. Yep, that sounds good, Lewis. I think that's a fairly straightforward one for me. Getting Trent in for the back end of the season. I feel like he's got a really big score in him. Like, if we look at Trent in recent weeks, he hasn't kept a clean sheet in any of the last 4, but he's got 5, 9, 5, 5. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 assists in the last 4. So all he needs is a clean sheet to continue the attacking rate, which he's at the moment, which is absolutely exceptional. And we're looking at a 12-pointer minimum. Again, if he gets any more attacking returns in that game, it could be even more. And I know Liverpool aren't keeping clean sheets at the moment, but they only conceded 1 against West Ham and 1 against Leeds. I feel like they've been close at points to clean sheets. So I feel like a big score's coming for Trent. So if you can get him in, I do like it. Will KDB play? I think KDB will play both, but again, that's the... KDB versus Salah is a difficult decision. One of the benefits of Salah is that you know he's going to start... Well, you don't know, but you think he will start both games. De Bruyne, it's always more difficult to know, especially with any of the injury doubts we've got. But I think that... I wouldn't I would be shocked if De Bruyne doesn't start both myself, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't obviously start one on the bench. But again, with De Bruyne and Salah, you bring them in for the remainder of the season. So if De Bruyne misses one game, like, it's not the end of the world. Every simple sentence is a tongue twister for Ross. Oh, especially on limited sleep. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I'm worried now. Don't you be worried, FPL Pickle. Your team looks absolutely fine. That smile tells me something has been said. What smile? I've just got a suspicious looking smile, I must admit. I always look like I've done something wrong. Would you start Martinelli or Solanke? Why do I never know what? I mean, considering I do this all week, who have Bournemouth got? Leeds. Ooh. I think I might start Solanke just because of the penalties and better fixture. Would you start Trippier over Shaw? I've thought about it, to be honest. I have thought about it, but no, I think I've got to back the double game week player. Would you consider Kane to Jota for a -4? Yep, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Are you praying for a Newcastle clean sheet wipeout? I'm praying for exactly that. I'm praying for exactly that. Sorry I'm late to your lecture. That's okay. That's okay. I'll let you off just this once. If you still have the triple captain, would you use it this game week? Assuming you're not using another chip like a free hit, then yeah, I think if you've still got your triple captain, slap it on Haaland this week. Because you could save it for game week 37, but the double isn't as good for City. And also, we don't know that the league might be wrapped up either way by them. So I think this is the week to triple captain, yeah. If you're looking for a slightly different triple captain, like you could go for someone like Matoma in game week 36 or something like that, or an Isak or a Wilson in game week 36, or even a Trippier. So there are other options, but no, for me, it would be Haaland this week. There are just some random questions in the chat sometimes. Someone in just the middle of everything has just put chomp or fudge. I haven't had a chomp in a long time. I'm going to go chomp. Chomp or fudge? Maybe a fudge. I do like fudge. I don't know. Tom says Raya to Edison for a -4. I don't know about it for a -4. I'm struggling to justify doing it for free. But yeah, I guess I don't hate that. But I don't know. Edison's just got such a low ceiling, hasn't he? Start Solanke or Trippier, 10 double game week players. Oh, I think I would start Trippier just, but I'm in a very, very similar position. I'm going to run a poll in a second for the chat. I don't know whether to start Isak or Trippier. I'm 600th in the world. I need your advice. I would not be asking for my advice if you're 600th in the world. I would be asking for someone else's advice. No, by all means, ask your questions. I'll let you know. Fudges are awful. People who like them are a detriment to society. It's rude, Frosty. Hayden says Chilwell, Saka, Watkins to Trent, Fernandes, Greenwood -8. Yeah, I like that, Hayden. I don't like the -8 part, but getting Trent and Bruno in is nice. So, with regard to my team quickly, just to give you a bit of an idea about what I'm thinking at the moment. Hey, Ross, what are Jota's chances of starting? I did Watkins out for a -4 despite back injury news and training photos, wanted to chase the upside. I think there's a good chance he starts at least one. It doesn't look too serious, the injury, but I don't know if he'll start both. I think there's a good chance Darwin gets one ahead of him. I think Darwin will start one and Jota will start one. And Gakpo and Salah will start both. I guess Diaz could start. That's my opinion. Will be Gakpo and Salah starting both. Jota and Darwin getting rotated. But it's just a prediction. I have no idea, really, do I? Let's be honest. So the first option is Kepa to Edison. I know. I am fully ready for Edison to upset me and disappoint me again. But when we look at City's fixtures, it's a double: Leeds, Everton, Chelsea, Brighton, Brentford. And obviously, it's a double in 37 as well. I just feel like Edison makes a lot of sense to finish that triple up on City. So that's the first option, is just Kepa to Edison. The second option I've got is to get Bruno back in for McAllister. My only issue with that is I don't necessarily... This top looks weird. I don't know. I don't necessarily want to sell McAllister, especially if there's a chance he plays in the 10 role. But I do really want Bruno Fernandes. So I'm stuck in this position. Let me know what you think in the chat. Is it worth doing this for a -4? I've only won up to 4.9. To be honest, I'd probably just go Sam Greenwood and take all of that money out of that spot. So those are really probably the only two options I'm seriously considering, is Bruno and Greenwood in for McAllister and Watkins, or Kepa to Edison. So I'd love to know what you think of those two. Regardless of which of those two I make, though, I do have to decide to start one of Trippier and Isak. So I'm going to put a poll out now. I don't know. I just want Bruno back in, to be honest. De Zerbi's embargoed stuff on McAllister worries me as an owner. What did he say? I didn't actually see that. $16K in your own league. That's criminal. Am I 16K? There's no way I'm 16K in my own league. I'm not 16K in my own league. I'm 487th in my league. That's quite good. Do you know there's like 50,000 managers in that league? 487th is pretty decent, I think. I'm proud. Right. Let me get back down. Sorry, I'm a bit behind on the super chats. Morning, my fellow Ross. Good morning, Ross. I have Raya, Kepa, Stones. Okay, you give me your team. That's fine. I won't read it out. 2 free transfers, 0.6 million in the bank. I'm happy to take up to a -8. Can you help me, please? I think you need to decide if you want Salah or De Bruyne, but I would probably leave it because I like your midfield. I would probably be looking at... I'd be looking at getting Trent in, I think, and then potentially Raya to Edison. But you might have to make a downgrade to do that. So maybe Kane down to like an Isak, Kepa to Edison, or trying to get someone up to, like maybe like Botman up to Trent. But maybe just Edison in and Kane down might make sense, because the rest of your team's really strong, Ross. Again, you could just roll one of your transfers. I don't think you need to take a -8, personally, looking at that team. Jay says, hey, my team is not too dissimilar from yours. Cool. Bar, Raya, Edison, and Mac March. I have Watkins on the bench. Money wasted on the bench. What's the future plan for him? Yeah, it is a little bit, but you can play him in some of the upcoming weeks. So it's not the situation where you're definitely not going to play Watkins for the remainder of the season. Like next week, you might end up playing Watkins. So I don't feel like you need to take the money. But yeah, if you're not thinking you're going to play Watkins very often, doing Watkins to Greenwood gives you some money to play with. Especially if it allows you to get the likes of Trent or Kevin De Bruyne in this week. Yeah, someone's just commented, I could do both of those for a -8. So it could be that I actually go McAllister to Bruno, Watkins to Greenwood, and Kepa to Edison. So I can do all. Then I need to think about, realistically, what it is an extra -4 to do Kepa to Edison. Do I think that's worth it? Matthew says, which -4? Trippier to Robertson, Henry to Akanji, Martinelli to Grealish. I think Henry to Akanji I like a lot. I wouldn't do Trippier to Robertson. Martinelli to Grealish I don't hate, but Henry to Akanji feels like a better move, because I don't particularly like Henry moving forward, apart from this week, and it's nice to get Akanji in. I think Akanji is arguably the best, maybe Stones. I think Akanji is arguably the best City defender to own at the moment. I think I would go Akanji if I were to bring in a City defender. Why... Nice jacket, by the way. Thank you very much, Pickle. I appreciate you. Why Isak, not Wilson, for the remainder of the season? Yeah, if you want to go Wilson, go for it. There's no issue with going for Wilson. I already own Isak. And I still feel like Isak is the slightly more nailed asset. I think what we're going to start to see a lot more is probably Isak and Wilson together. But I still feel like if one is to start on a more consistent basis, it's still Wilson. Captaining Salah at 320k, I don't want to do it. However, I feel like my hand is forced. Yeah, if you feel like your hand's forced and you want to go for it. Salah's not a bad cap. There are some weeks where I just go, you're just forcing it. Like, you're pushing it. You don't need to make that decision. But this week, I genuinely think Salah could get close to Haaland. So I don't hate that at all. We'll do a captaincy poll in a bit as well. Salah or Trent, I can only afford one. It's Salah for me. Haaland or Salah triple captain? Haaland for me. I keep saying for me because these are decisions where if you fancy Salah, go for it. Just wanted to say that you look smouldering today. I don't feel smouldering. I feel like I'm going to pass out and just go to sleep on the bed. Sorry, a couple of people said I missed their super chats. I'm not doing that deliberately. There are an abnormal amount to try and deal with. Sent you the De Zerbi quote on Discord, Ross. Thanks, Frosty. I'll check that out in a second. Is this your final team, or do you have second thoughts? As I said, the only things that I'm considering at the moment is Kepa to Ederson and benching Raya, or getting Bruno in that McAllister spot. Other than that, I'm happy with the team. I think it's a really strong team for this week. Raya to Ederson or Henry to Stones for... Sorry, Raya to Ederson or Henry to Stones or Akanji. I really like Henry to Akanji, to be honest. I think Akanji would be the one I'd go for, like I said. And I feel like Akanji has slightly higher upside than Ederson. So yeah, I would go Henry to Akanji. Should I start Zuma or Fabian Schär? I'd go Fabian Schär myself. Should I do Martinelli to Fernandes and Watkins to Solanke for a -8? I need help. I need a third United player. I already have Greenwood. Martinelli to Fernandes and Watkins to Solanke. I actually do really like those moves, but Martinelli's been exceptionally good, so it's not an easy decision to make. But yeah, I like the idea of getting Fernandes and Solanke in for the back end of the season. Anantha has just become a Wrapped Tier 2 member. Thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. You should now have access to some emojis, and your name will be highlighted in the chat. Although at the moment I'm struggling to follow the chat. Flexbox has given me their team and hasn't asked anything. Oh, Kane to Greenwood, Grealish to Salah. Again, I don't like selling Grealish, but I do like the idea of getting Salah. Oh, it's a difficult one for me. That's why I tried to find a way to do it without, but then I ended up selling Bruno. The thing is, there are probably kind of, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 midfielders that you really want to own. You've just got to pick your 5 and go for it. So if for you, Salah is a big upgrade on Grealish, which I guess arguably he is, then maybe you've got to make that move. But I don't think you need to. I think Grealish is a fine option for this week. $2,800 watching and only 250 likes. That's outrageous, chat. If you could drop a like on the stream, I would really appreciate it. Right, let's check out this quote that Frosty's sent across. A change in the midfield has not been ruled out, although the expectation would be that both are South Americans, that both will be... The expectation will be that both South Americans again today. De Zerbi said, maybe I can change something in the midfield position. I saw Caicedo and McAllister were both very tired. It's possible Gilmore plays after Wembley. I wanted to start with the same first 11 for revenge. That's worrying, isn't it? Yeah, maybe I get Bruno back in then and sell McAllister. If I sell McAllister, I could go for Jason Stahill in goal as well. That doesn't sound good on McAllister, does it? Does it? Can't speak. What do we think, chat? What do you think of McAllister to Bruno? Is that forcing it a little bit? Should I just keep McAllister? It could be one of those things where you just read too much into the quote. Good morning, you beautiful person. What a lovely message. Good morning to you too. What do you think about Kane, Saka, and White to Isak, KDB, and Shaw for -8? I hope you have a good stream. We're having a great stream. Thank you very much. What do I think? I think that looks relatively straightforward. I like that. That's one of the best -8s I've seen. I would definitely do that. Isak, KDB, and Shaw feel like huge upgrades on Kane, Saka, and White, considering the fixtures, of course. Keep McAllister. Keep McAllister. Oh, okay, everyone's saying keep McAllister. Interesting. I don't really trust you anymore. Yeah, this is what I want to say, by the way, chat. You screwed me over last week. Not happy. Outrageous. 72% of you told me to take the -4, and it cost me 17 points. And a free transfer as well. So, because I probably would have rolled. So, nice one, chat. Grealish or Mahrez? Grealish for me. I think Mahrez will only start one. I think Grealish, there's a good chance he starts both. Obviously, there's a chance Grealish is benched too. Last week, I thought getting rid of Kane from -4 was madness. This week, getting rid of McAllister for Bruno feels okay. I guess it just always feels weird replacing a double game week player for another double game week player, especially as McAllister has a double in 34, 36, and 37. I don't know. It just feels a little bit weird. Number one rule, don't listen to the chat. Oh, I know that now. Never listening to you guys ever again. Who am I kidding? Let's run a poll. let's run a poll. You can screw me over again. This is great, though, because if I don't finish in the top 10k, you do know who I'm blaming. And let me just be clear. I'm not blaming myself. So I don't mind it. The first poll I want to run is who do I start? Who would you start? There you go. I've just run a poll. Who would you start? Isak or Trippier? And I just hope that this poll isn't 50-50. You know? Just don't do it. The wheel is more trustworthy than us. Do you know what happened last week, by the way? The wheel told me not to take the -4 hit, and I listened to you guys instead. Outrageous. Isak or Jota and start with Kane or Andreas. I feel like I prefer Isak slightly to Jota at the moment. FPL Pickle says Isak, I think. You do have a good track record of making good decisions, so I trust you. Hey, mate. Salah, Jota and Ferguson in. Kane, Martinelli and Watkins out, -8. Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah, that's a good set of moves, I think. Again, it does feel weird taking out Kane and Martinelli for a -8 hit, and Watkins. But the fixtures aren't really there for any of them, so... Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. How are you doing today, Ross? I'm tired. I'm tired. Very tired. But I'm happy as always. I can't speak. Isak or Martial? Isak for me. What are your thoughts on playing in Cisco? Yeah, go for it. Is Cisco in your team, or are you saying, do you think Brighton will play him? I don't know. Edison or Steele going forward? I still feel like Edison's the play. I still feel like Edison's the play there. I know Edison in the past hasn't been great, but... Always happy, Ross. That's why we love you. Always a smile on my face. You missed my super chat, mate. Oh, no. Let me try and find it. No, it's gone. I can't see anything. I'm sorry. So currently 61% of you think I should start Isak, 39% Trippier. Cool. That's a little bit clear cut. I also ran a similar poll over on Twitter, by the way. Where is it? Similar-ish results. So it's very, very similar to the poll at the moment. Most people seem to be favouring Isak. I do feel like Isak has been playing exceptionally well recently. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Isak outscore him. I suppose my thought process is it's a very good chance for a clean sheet. And Trippier has still been pretty attacking. So if Trippier gets a clean sheet, you know he's good for bonus points too. An assist, he could be coming away with 12 to 15 points. And for Isak to do that, he's got to get like 3 attacking returns. So I guess I'm just thinking, do I think Trippier will get clean sheet? Yes. Do I think he has an attacking return in him? Yes. So the potential is quite high there to do well. I don't know. Oh, this is nice. Thank you, Courtney. I'll give you a retweet. I appreciate you. I look a little bit blurry though, Courtney. You need to change to HD so that you can see this face in high quality. All right, let me get back over here. McAllister to play number 10 as per Sam of Brighton. Really? Do you think? Oh, if McAllister goes back into the 10 role, I'd love that. Thoughts on Saka to KDB? I like Saka to KDB a lot. Saka to KDB makes sense to me. Grealish plays 4 times in the next 10 days, 3 in the Prem. Do you really think he starts all of the games? Edison and Shaw or Stones and De Gea? Grealish just isn't the kind of player that needs a rest necessarily because he doesn't push it physically particularly. So I think he could. But yeah, of course there's a chance that he doesn't. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him benched. But if I were to predict, I still think he starts all of the games at the moment. I feel like the title race is still there. Once it's wrapped up or once it looks like Arsenal can't come back, if that's the case, maybe we'll start to see Grealish rotated a bit more. Spill the beans on Yelena's team. That rhymes. I don't know. I haven't spoke to her about a FPL team, to be honest. Would you start Isak or Tony? Oh, that's a really tough one. Do you know what? I'd be tempted by Tony personally, but I'm a big fan of Tony in FPL. So yeah, do you know what? I would still go Tony. Probably. Good evening from Thailand, Ross. Good evening from Thailand. Oh, I wish I was in Thailand right now. My team is quite similar to yours. Should I go for Watkins and Bruno to Salah just for this week and bring them back next week? No, I don't like selling Bruno for Salah. I know I did that last week, but if I were now in that position, I don't think that's a move I would make. I think I would find a different way to get Salah. And if I couldn't, then I wouldn't. I think Bruno is an excellent option. I'm a bit worried about not owning him, personally. But thank you for the super chat. And big shout out to Thailand. Can you share a free hit draft, please? Yeah, maybe in a bit, potentially. I'll do it potentially in a bit. Not that many people are on a free hit, so I don't want to spend too much time on that. It's so difficult because anything could happen with McAllister. It could be anywhere from, I don't know, McAllister could be benched. He could be playing in defensive midfield. He could be playing in the number 10 role. And that would obviously massively impact what he's like as an asset. So it's not easy. Still don't know whether to start Trippier or Martinelli. Chat, what would you do? Help out the pickle. Would you start Trippier or Martinelli? Put it in the chat. Trippier or Martinelli? I still think I would start Trippier, but Martinelli is an excellent asset, so I don't dislike that. How do you know not too many people on a free hit, Ross? We've run polls on Twitter. It just doesn't look like there are that many people. Most people have already used it, I think. That's not to say that people aren't going to use it, but it's not a high percentage of the viewers won't be using a free hit. Most people are saying start Trippier. There's a few Martinellis. I would say it looks like kind of 2/3 are saying Trippier, a third are saying Martinelli, if that helps at all. Jota versus Isak. I still think I prefer Isak. Just, I don't know. He's so good. How good was his assist that wasn't an assist, by the way, last week? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What are your thoughts on getting Foden? I love Foden as an asset, but I can't see Foden starting more than one this week, and I don't even know if he'll get the one start. So, oh, how's my camera gone already? That's never a good sign. Yeah, it's the camera. Thank you, Frosty. Start 2. Kane, Trippier, Isak, Saka. Thanks, G. Isak and Trippier for me. I think you've got to back that Southampton at home fixture. I have Saka and Martinelli, and I've got 2 free transfers. Do you think I should take both of them out? I think I don't mind that. Like, if you can get Salah or KDB and a Grealish, for example, or you don't have Rashford, then yeah, I don't mind that, Charlie. Listen, like, Arsenal are obviously fantastic. Martinelli and Saka have been fantastic as well, but that doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take them out. I think you've got to attack the fixtures. We've only got so many 5 game weeks left? I think you've got to attack the fixtures. And Arsenal just don't have the fixtures there. They don't have many fixtures. They've got obviously no remaining doubles. And they've also just not got great fixtures in the single weeks either. Yeah, this is basically what it'd be like to have a Ross podcast for sure. Invest in a new camera. Stop being tight. What an outrageous thing to say. I will, don't worry, I'll sort it for next season. And if I don't, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance. Jota or Antonio for a -4? I would go Jota myself. Stones or Diaz on a free hit? I'd say a Kanji. But I think Stones will start both as well. I probably think Stones, Diaz, and Akanji start all three. All three? They probably start both. Is the camera going to work? Hey, there I am. Aston Martin are struggling in Baku. That they are. That they are. Although we kind of predicted that a little bit. We won't talk about F1 too much. But yeah, I think we kind of predicted that. Chat. Should we get up? No, don't set up a GoFundMe to get me a camera. I don't need a GoFundMe. I can buy a camera. I don't want you donating to give me a new camera. But thank you. That's very funny and sweet. Hi, Ross. Start Elise, Watkins, or Solanke? Solanke for me. This Isaac Trippier debate is killing me, Raptor. What are you thinking? Well, I can tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to start Trippier. No, that was a slip. I'm going to probably start Isaac. But I also kind of want to be a little bit aggressive. Trippier is the safe play. Trippier is so highly owned. The Newcastle defence is highly owned as well. If Newcastle keep a clean sheet, it's going to hurt a lot for me. $1K super chat for a new camera when I win the lottery tonight. That would be very funny and sweet. Again, thank you, Marcus. Ross, trying to help a mate who's stuck with his team. I think you should go for it and take a -8. Do Watkins to Greenwood, McAllister to Bruno, and Kepa to Edison. What do you think? I think it sounds like your friend probably doesn't know what they want to do, but that doesn't sound bad. Oh, it's tempting, isn't it? You might as well. You went through the grief of getting him last week. This is also true. That I got Isaac for a hit last week to then bench him the week after. It does feel like I'm trying to get... Yeah, it does feel like I'm trying to make the points back a little bit. But, okay. Have you made your transfers? I haven't made any transfers yet. Peaceful Meditation says, I have Mings, Trent, Trippier, and Botman in defence. Should I take a -4 to strengthen the defence? Please advise. No, I would just play Trent, Trippier, and Botman if you're fine doing that. I mean, I don't hate the idea of doing Mings to someone like a Luke Shaw, if you can afford that. I don't dislike that. But no, I think Trent, Trippier, and Botman are fine to start. I'm really upset that I can't start my Newcastle defenders. I'm just hoping for like a Newcastle defensive like meltdown of some kind. But it's very, very unlikely. Watkins to Jota or Trippier to Robertson on the bench boost. I wouldn't sell Trippier, so Watkins to Jota for me. You've got to remember as well, I don't know if people just are forgetting or they just don't care. So this is Game Week 34. In Game Week 36, Newcastle have a double of Leeds and Brighton. I would argue Trippier might be the best captaincy option in Game Week 36. So like if you're selling Trippier, you're going to want him back in 2 weeks. So I wouldn't be touching any of your Newcastle assets. I would keep all of them in your team. By the way, chat, this is the issue that I'm facing at the moment to kind of give you an idea about why I don't want to roll and why I want to do something this week. This is Game Week 34. Team looks good, obviously. Game Week 35. Team is absolutely brilliant. I'm actually having to bench Isaac, Botman, and Shaw already. So I've not got any transfers I need for 35. 36, I've already got triple Brighton and triple Newcastle. And then my single game week players are Rashford, Salah, Grealish, Haaland, and Kepa. If you look at my bench, the bench for 36 is absolutely painful. I've got Trent against Leicester. And like the thing is, like, who on earth do you bench if you want to start Trent? I guess I could bench Grealish. And I've got Shaw against Wolves, and then at the moment Watkins against Spurs. Game week 37, if you look at my team for game week 37, I've currently got Trippier against Leicester, and again, Watkins on the bench away against Liverpool, who are, I guess, a leaky defence. I could start Trippier instead of Trent this week, but that's not an easy decision. And then if you look ahead in game week 38 as well, I thought my team was really poor for game week 38 for some reason. The team looks perfect for 38. So I actually, obviously if injuries crop up or I want to get a little bit more aggressive, but I don't need a transfer for the remainder of the season. So I might as well get a little bit more proactive with my transfers, I think. But the team's like looking very, very strong for all of the remaining game weeks, which is good, of course. I'm not complaining. The fella that invented FPL team should be knighted. What a guy. Peter. He's a good friend, actually. Yeah, Pete's brilliant. He absolutely smashed it with that website. Who gets more points, Grealish or Bruno? 34 to 35. I prefer Bruno. -4 to replace Martinelli with De Bruyne, or -8 to replace Martinelli with Salah instead. I'd go for De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne versus Salah is a pretty close one. James says, KDB or Salah? Also, would you take a -8 for Isak? I prefer Salah, but I don't mind KDB if you want to go different. I will always back Salah because he's just more of a goal threat than KDB. But I do like KDB. And then would I take a -8 for Isak? Depends who you're taking out. Depends who you end up benching as a result. I don't think you need Isak this week. I do think you will probably want Isak for 36, but I don't think you need him now. Pumpkinhead with a £5 super chat, but didn't say anything. So thank you. I'll look out for your message if you was meant to attach one. Ronaldo R9, great name, says, hey Ross, KDB, Gakpo and Isak, or KDB, Bruno and Solanke from -4. I already own Grealish and don't own a Liverpool asset. I love your content. Thank you very much for the kind words. I prefer KDB, Bruno and Solanke myself. That would be the way that I would opt to go. Jota or Isak, Ross? It's such a tough one. I prefer Isak slightly, but I don't think there's much to separate them, to be honest. Football Bloods TV says Saka, Chilwell, Watkins to Salah, Dunk, Greenwood for a -8. Wonder if it's worth the hit to remove Kane. Worth the hit or remove Kane. Oh, okay. I don't know. That seems like a big hit to bring in. I don't know. Dunk and Salah. No, I would probably do that. If you don't need to remove Kane, then don't. I feel like Kane, after this week, Kane's fixtures are actually decent, and a lot of people would have removed Kane. So if you don't have to remove Kane, I don't dislike finding another way to do it. I kind of had to remove Kane to do what I wanted to do. Whom to sell for Salah, Bruno or Grealish? I prefer Bruno to Grealish. So if you have to sell one of them, I would sell Grealish before Bruno. Hi, Ross. Apart from Shaw, which other Manchester United defenders do you think? Probably Lindelof. Lindelof's looking okay at the moment. And he does get on the end of the odd corner. And I feel like he's the most nailed defender outside of Shaw. So I would go Lindelof. But I feel like Shaw is the best. Hey, Ross. Start 2 of Jota, Isak, McAllister and Trippier. Jota and McAllister are differentials in my mini league. Yeah, I would start the 2 doublers. I would go Jota and McAllister. I would always favour the doublers myself. Russell says Martinelli and Watkins to March, Jota or Gakpo, Isak. Oh, I think I prefer March and Jota. I don't know. I think I prefer March and Jota. Obviously, what I want to say is I like Jota and Isak as my favourite two. But I feel like March is a slightly better option than Gakpo just due to the sheer amount of fixtures that March has. So I would probably say March and Jota. But that's not easy. We obviously don't know that Jota's even going to feature at all. I think he will, but we don't know that. Imagine if Chelsea batter Arsenal this week and pick up some form. Everyone's going to be rushing to get them in for 37, so those transfers might be useful. I don't think so personally. Why is Nana Raptor calling me? Nana Raptor, are you watching the stream? What's wrong? Hey, Ross, bench one of Grealish, Tony or Isak. Bench one of Grealish, Tony or Isak. I would bench... I wouldn't bench Grealish. I think I would bench Isak from those 3, Bill, but that's a horrible decision to have. Lucas says, would you do Raya to Edison from -4, -8 total this week in that case? Would I do Raya to Edison from -4, -8 total this week in that case? No. I don't know. I might end up taking a hit for Edison, so I need to be careful what I'm saying here. But it feels low upside, doesn't it? Got to take the call from Nana Raptor, surely. She hung up immediately. Let me ask. I'll ask her if she's okay. Why is no one talking of Tony? I just think a lot of us sold Tony, and now's not the time to bring Tony in a double game week. But if you have Tony, I would probably almost definitely start him. I'm from the future. Edison gets 8 points. I wouldn't mind an 8-pointer. At the moment, the plan probably is going to be. It probably is going to be Edison in for Kepa. Right, I'm just going to run another poll quickly for captaincy. I know most people will be on Haaland, but I'm just interested. Chat, who are you captaining this week? Spam in the chat. If it's not Haaland, if you're captaining Haaland, I don't care. I'm trying to work out the best third option for the poll. FPL Pickle says, don't make last minute decisions again. You are the voice of reason, aren't you? You really are. Who are you captaining if you're not captaining Haaland? Phil Jones. Phil Jones is a good captaincy shout, to be fair. 50 points behind in my mini league for money. Is it worth risking captaincy on Salah or wait until later to go risky? I'm 83k, so they're doing very well. That's a difficult one, George. I think 50 points. You got 5 weeks left. I think you probably do need to start doing something different, yeah. I would be tempted to do it this week. You could give it one more week, see how you do in this double. Because the thing is, if in this double, you maybe outscore your mini league rival by 15 or 20 points, all of a sudden you're only 30 points behind. But yeah, you're going to have to start taking risks soon, I think. Right, I think Bruno was the most popular. Let me put Bruno / Rashford. And then I'll put other comments. Right, there you go. There's a captaincy poll. Oh, bless. Can you see that, chat? Bless her. Everyone say hello to Nana Raptor in the chat, because I'm sure she's watching. As she always does, bless her. Do I take a -4 to bring in KDB, Isak, and Grealish for Saka, Martinelli, and Kane, or just stick to the free transfers and take Kane and Saka out? Do I take a -4 to bring in? No, I like that -4, Charlie. That's a really nice looking -4. I would do it. You can't read what she said. Oh. She said she didn't mean to call. That's what she said. Still plenty of time to make the decisions that we need to make, by the way. But maybe start thinking about it. Don't want to be making... Who would make last-minute decisions? I certainly wouldn't. So just make sure that you start thinking about what you want to do. Ross, have you used your triple captain? I have indeed. I used it on a Haaland for like 8 points. It was a bit of a terrible choice, to be fair. Robertson, KDB, Isak, Greenwood, out, Kane, Watkins, Henry, Martinelli. Yeah, assuming that's for a -8. I don't hate that, Alan. I like the idea of getting Robertson, KDB, and Isak. Who's Nana Raptor? my nan. She's my nan. Hey, Ross. Trent and Bruno or Stones and KDB? City has an extra double too. Trent and Bruno for me still. I still feel like Trent and Bruno is the best combo there. But I do like Stones and KDB. Just Trent's so good, and I really think Bruno's going to do well at the moment. DJ Hammer has been a member for 11 months. Firstly, thank you very much. It says, hey, Ross, I made a very differential play in keeping Kane whilst having 10 doublers, but should I start Trippier or Kane? both EOs are going to be low. I think Trippier's EO will be higher than Kane's this week. So if you want to play the protective route, it's probably going to be Trippier, especially because other Newcastle defenders will also hurt your rank if they keep a clean sheet. I think I would start Trippier as well. I think I would start Trippier. But that's not an easy one again. Did you see Bruno's miss in front of goal last week? I did. I'm a Manchester United fan, so it was like I want him to score, but I would rather someone else score because I've just sold him for a hit. It's a strange feeling. The triple captain on Rashford in game week 22 saved my game week. I didn't know you did that. I wish I'd have done that. That's a slightly better one. Matthew says, shout out to Slicker, I love you. Are you giving a shout out to your girlfriend, Matthew, via a super chat? Is that what you're doing? That's very sweet, if that's the case. Or I just don't know what Slicker means, but I assume that's someone's name. If that is the case, very sweet. Rob says, blessed. No, you didn't say that, Rob. You said your best replacement for Ake. I'm thinking Stones. I think I would go Akanji, but I do like Stones as well. Stones and Akanji will be in my top 2. Triple captain Haaland or Salah? With the triple captaincy, unless you're really playing to try and gain rank, I think you should just, who you would normally captain, triple captain them. So I don't feel like the word triple should impact that at all. And so I think the best captaincy option is Haaland. Pumpkinhead says, whoops, second attempt. Thank you very much. Says, Bruno back in for Grealish free transfer, or take out McAllister as part of a -4. If I did the free transfer, I would probably get Trent as part of the -8 total. It really comes down to what you think McAllister's going to do in this double. Is he going to start in the 10 role? Then definitely don't sell McAllister. If you think he won't, then probably I'd prefer sending McAllister to Grealish. And I can't help with that because I don't have a clue myself. With the information we've got now, I think I probably slightly prefer starting Grealish. Just because... Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's a difficult one. I think I would keep Grealish. And I'd sell McAllister. But I don't like selling McAllister. Slightly better, it got me 60 points. No need to rub it in. No need to rub it in. Outrageous behaviour. Line up the -8 and see how it feels, Ross. Frosty, you're such a bad influence. Fine. What happens if my finger slips? Oh no, I've taken a -8. Oh god, what a mess. Right, let's just see how it looks, chat. And then I want you in the chat to say yes or no. Just spam yes or no. It's a simple thing. I want nothing else in the chat other than yeses and nos. What do you think of this for a -8? Kepa to Edison, McAllister to Bruno, Watkins to Greenwood. Emily has become a Rap Tier 2 member. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate you very much. Welcome. No free hit, and I already did a -4. So keeping Tony, Isak, and Raya is big differentials. Had Isak since Forest, 13 points, and I captained him. Oh, that's an amazing captaincy haul. Yeah, I like that -4. -4 sounds good. Tony, Isak, and Raya are nice for this week. They're like, as far as single game weekers go, they're pretty perfect. Do you think Alvarez will play good minutes? Play Alvarez or Trippier? If you've got Alvarez, I would play him, but I don't feel confident enough bringing him in personally. Daniel says, Kane to Jota, Chilwell to Trent for a -8, or Kane to Greenwood, Henry to Shaw, and Chilwell to Trent for a -12. I prefer the -8, I think, Daniel. I think the -8 looks fine to me. Okay, like 90% of the chat are saying no. Yes to the -4, no to the -8. Marcus says don't do it. All of my moderators are telling me not to do it apart from Frosty. Claudette saying don't do it. All of the members are saying don't do it. The only people saying yes are Calvin and Frosty. So you've been demoted. You're just trying to make me make bad decisions here, you two. Right. Instead then... Take a -16. Why is everyone trying to make me... I feel like you're trying to sabotage my season, chat. I don't trust any of you anymore. It's sad as well, because some of you are really nice. Some of you are genuinely trying to help, but I don't trust any of you. You've all been associated under the same bracket of I just don't trust you now. I trust the Wahil, and only the Wahil. What am I, what's I doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, God. There we go. I can just about fit that. Oh, no, I can do that, can't I? Isak or Wilson? I still feel like it's Isak, but when Wilson plays, he just scores goals for fun. So if you think Wilson will continue to start a lot, then maybe it's Wilson, to be fair. There you go. I've put the poll in the chat. You can let me know what you think. I actually genuinely don't know at the moment as well. I need to have a little think about what I actually want and what I think is the best thing to do, rather than just trusting you guys. God, where's the... I feel like it's time to bang out the disc just for a couple of minutes, and then we'll go back, and then we'll come back to the disc as well. I think Isak and Trippier is the one that I would like some help with to start. Okay, we know how this works. First to two, best of three, essentially. And the question that we're asking is who to start, not who to bench. I live for the Will. I would live and die for the Will. Do you think Estepinian does better than Trippier? Potentially not, but I think you've got to start the double. You've got two chances at something. So I would always start the double game week, or unless it's a terrible double game week, which is not for Brighton. So I would start Estepinian. One 0 Isak. I'm going to trust the Will fully this week. Whatever the Will tells me to do is what I do. Can you do my Trippier and Martinelli decision on the Will, please? We can. Oh, God. Let me just say that the Will is never wrong. The Will is now telling us to start Isak over Trippier. So, there we go. I am listening. I'm listening to the Will. I'm going to start Isak. We wanted... This is just going to be a one spin for the old pickle. Martinelli or Trippier. Go. Bench Alvarez, Trippier or Shaw. I would bench Trippier, probably. There you go, Pickle. We'll come back to the Will later. The Will. That's a pretty funny quote, isn't it? I said one spin for the old Pickle. Start Erdegaard or Fabian Schär or get Grealish. It's a great question, FPL trader. Start Erdegaard or Schär or get Grealish. I don't mind starting Fabian Schär, to be fair, but I think Grealish for a -4 sounds good to me. Tickle the pickle. Funny words. Hear me out. Edison, Trent. Well, you've just sent me a whole team. What do you mean hear you out? That looks like a good team. N. Shep says, does Still keep his place for this week? And does Dallo start both games, do you reckon? I don't know on Dallo. He's been so good. I don't feel comfortable. Maybe. I'm going to say yes. but I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't start both. He'll definitely start one at the least. Does still keep his place? Again, I would guess yes, but these are two questions where I have no real reason for that. I'm just guessing. Conrad says Watkins -4, Watkins to Jota, Grealish to Bruno, or Henry to Diaz. Diaz, I assume you mean. Grealish to Bruno's fine. Watkins to Jota feels like a good move. Maybe Watkins to Jota and Henry to Diaz. Grealish to Bruno does feel good, but I don't know about for a hit. What are your thoughts about Diaz? I don't mind Diaz. I think Diaz, Akanji, and Stones are all fine. I think you just pick one and just hope that they start both. Start Henry or Alex Moreno. Thanks, Ross. I think it's got to be Henry, Charlie. I know Moreno's been very good, but I think you've got to attack the fixture there, I think. I can't believe Kepa to Ederson is winning the poll. Kepa to Ederson. People are telling me to buy Ederson. £1 super chat from FPL Pickle. Celebrate the first super chat from FPL Pickle. Welcome to the super chat group. She definitely didn't mean to do that. Ross says nobody is free hitting. Steve, a bit fresh, really. It's not no one's free hitting. There's just a small percentage that are free hitting. Oh, God, that made me laugh. Why doesn't Dallo play? He probably will. He probably will. But it's just obviously a tight turnaround to games. I was meant to add a message to it. You can try again, or I can just read it out. Would you sell Kepa or Raya to Ederson? Sorry, I left this down. Would you sell Kepa or Raya for Ederson? Concerned anyway, Ederson gets rested in the second game of Game Week 37, and Kepa could get dropped. I'm selling Kepa, probably. If I look ahead, though, let's have a look. Here, right? So 35, let me actually just make the move to show you. If I did Kepa to Ederson. So it would be in 35, I'm fine. In 36, I'm fine playing Ederson. In 37, I want to play Ederson. In 38, I want to play Ederson. So I don't think there's much chance of me having to use the other keeper. But as you say, if just in case, it's probably best just to keep Raya on the bench. So whilst their fixtures aren't great, Brentford's, I don't think I'll need Raya anyway. So yeah, the current plan would be Kepa. The current plan would be Kepa rather than Raya. I was going to say for your new camera. Thank you. I appreciate it. Investment in the channel. What a fantastic moderator. Hey Ross, hope you're well. No message, just a hi, keep up the great content, and 2 emojis for you and for the chat. Alan has commented an egg, an aubergine, or an eggplant, wherever you're from, and a banana. That's a little bit sus, Alan. I'm not going to lie, a little bit sus. But thank you for being a member for 8 months. I appreciate you. Is Jota fit for the match? I actually don't know. Thanks for answering my question, Ross. I honestly didn't even think you would notice. Cheers from down under. Good luck for this game week, mate. You are more than welcome. I try to answer as many questions as I can, but... Hey, Ross, my hero, my saviour, my king, my lover. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend. Thank you, Curtis. That's very sweet. Frosty with a humongous super chat. What on earth are you doing, Frosty? Thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. Money for a bottle of May to celebrate the -8 you take today and getting back into the top 10k. That's far too nice. Why are you being so nice to me? Does that mean you're about to convince me to take a -12 or -16? I'm not taking the -8, but now I feel like I've got to take the -8 because you've just donated it. I know what your game is, Frosty. I know what your game is. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate you. I would say that I would get chicken selects with that, but I can't even do that because I'm cutting. Gutted. I'll buy some broccoli with that money, Frosty. Thank you. Watkins to Jota, Henry to Diaz, or Kepa to Ederson. Watkins to Jota, Henry to Diaz, okay, to Edison. I would... All of the above. No, I think... Yeah, genuinely, I actually think all of the above. Comrade, I like all of them. You could get super aggressive and do all of them. Henry to Diaz feels like the lowest upside of the three. So I would say in order, Watkins to Jota, Kepa to Edison, Henry to Diaz. Get your hat off. After the deadline, I'll take my hat off. Right, where was I? Would you keep Ake? No, I would sell Ake. Broccoli emoji. Good morning, Raptor. I was wondering whether you would start Watkins over Jesus this week. Thoughts on Arsenal versus Chelsea? Yeah, I actually probably would start Watkins. He's very good away. Manchester United look a little bit frail defensively. Yeah, I'd probably start Watkins ahead of Jesus. I don't know about Arsenal versus Chelsea. I don't know how I see that game going. Are you Mr. Broccoli? I could be Mr. Broccoli. I don't mind it. Do your students treat you the same as chat does? Not quite. They don't treat me quite like chat does. Who's the best City defender? Like I said, I think for me it's Stones or Akanji. I'd probably just about favour Akanji, you know. Stones or Edison? Edison's the safest, but he's got a very low upside, hasn't he? So... Do your students call you sir or just plain God? I get called sir occasionally. I feel very old when I get called sir, though. Best Manchester United defender is definitely still Luke Shaw, but after that, maybe Lindelof. I guess Dallo is maybe Dallo. I don't know. He's just not 100% nowadays. I feel like no one can play the Lindelof role at the moment. Sir Raptor. Sir Daddy Raptor. It's got a nice ring to it. Ross the Boss. Hello. Bruno to KDB and Watkins to Isak. Only issue is it will block me out of a Kane transfer next week. I don't think I like Bruno to KDB personally, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I prefer... I don't know. KDB is probably a slightly better option than Bruno, but I don't think that's worth the transfer. Watkins to Isak feels nice. Jack says, Roscoe, my bald badger. What are these super chats? Do you enjoy it? I can't ask these questions. If you want to see Jack's super chat, you can read it for yourself. I can't. Do you know what? I might come back to those questions post deadline. They're outrageous questions to read out loud. For God's sake. Ian Padmore. Yeah, good to see you in. Says, hi, mate. Isak or Estepinian on a free hit? Oh, that's a good question. I would back doublers. I wouldn't have any single game week players myself on a free hit. So I will back Estepinian ahead of Isak. Who's the early kickoff today? Crystal Palace, West Ham. It's a bit boring. Rumours say McAllister could be rested. Yeah, I've seen those. I don't know how to feel. Oh, I don't know how to feel. I do really want Bruno. Emily says, Watkins or Solanke? I think Solanke for me. I think you've got to back the fixture there. I would go Solanke. They're both on penalties, both good data. There's not a lot to separate them, but I think I would go Solanke. You should feel like taking a -8. I don't know. I probably should. The thing is, I'm trying to not let last week influence me. Because if I let last week influence me, I would not take the hit and I would just play it nice and simple. I don't know. Is Zuma a good punt for a free hit? I think there are better options than Zuma personally. Because I don't see him keeping a clean sheet in the City game, obviously. But he is very good in the air. I don't know. I feel like there are better options. Do you have an update on Jota? I don't have an update on Jota, sadly. I wish I could. I wish I could give you an update, but I don't have anything. Lewis says, Kane, Bruno, Henry to Isak, Bruno, Salah, Trent for a -4. How can you bring in 4 players for 3, Lewis? Oh, so you didn't mean Bruno in the second one. So it's Kane, Bruno, Henry to Isak, Salah, Trent for -4. That feels like the most easy -4 you'll ever take, Lewis. I like that a lot. Erdegaard and Kane for Salah and Greenwood -8. Is it worth it? It probably is to get Salah into your team, yeah. It probably is. I'm starting Isak, Tony, and Trippier with 8 doublers. My free transfer was Grealish to Salah. I'm thinking of other hits as a free return. What are your thoughts? I think they are 3 of the best single game week players you can have. If you've got 8 decent doublers, I think you're just good to go. That team sounds fine. I don't have an issue with starting single game week players this week. Omar says, Henry to Van Dijk for a -4 or play Trippier. Henry to Van Dijk for a -4 or play Trippier. I don't know. I play Trippier probably. Bench Mahrez or Watkins. Think Mahrez could start. Oh, I would start Mahrez ahead of Watkins for sure. There's a chance he starts both. And even if he starts one, you would argue Mahrez against either Fulham or West Ham is probably a slightly better option than Watkins. Hi, Ross. Good luck for the game week. Thank you. What's the best move? Rare to Edison, Shaw to Robbo, or no hit? I wouldn't do Shaw to Robbo. Don't think that's worth it. Rare to Edison, I don't mind. Or no hit. I wouldn't do the Shaw to Robbo move. Is a -12 acceptable? Whatever hit you want is acceptable, to be honest. Whatever hit you want. It's up to you how you want to play the game and what you think's worth it. I would just be a little bit careful you don't get too overly excited with the hits. Which City defender? I still think it's Akanji or Stones. I don't mind Diaz, though. It would be one of those 3, Diaz, Akanji, Stones, I think are the most nailed on to start. But again, it is Man City and anything could happen. Grealish or Mahrez, I still think like Grealish is the more nailed one. But Mahrez, when he starts, is a better FPL asset than Grealish. So, free hit. Briefly. If I was on a free hit this week, what would I do? I would have something like right, how can I afford this? I would go like that. I would then go, who's the cheapest? Is it 4 mil? 4.2? Okay. I would go like Archer then. I would drop Trippier all the way down. Wait, I want to sort this by price. How do I sort by price? Sorry, a few people in the chat want a free hit, so I'm just thinking about what would I do? Oh, why is it lagging that much? I would risk it for a biscuit and have a really terrible bench. I would go... Who would I go in goal? Oh, my camera's gone. My camera's gone. I'll be right back. Who would I go in goal? Maybe I would go... Oh, Jason Steele, the Wahill. And then... what do I know? Maybe I would go for an attacker. Maybe I would try and get... I don't know how I'd afford it, though. Is Jota in there? This is a free... I'm just playing around with free hit, to be honest. I don't know. It would be... I guess you can't go Jota, can you? What about Martial? Cheeky punt on Martial or something like that. Who are the other decent double game week attackers? I guess it probably would be Martial. Or you probably do just mix it up, don't you? And maybe go for a 4-5-1. I don't know. I think my free hit would be something like that. If that helps at all. I think I would attack the upside of a triple Man City attack. I would want Salah. I would want Trent. I would want Rashi. I might want Bruno in there, but it becomes a bit tricky to get Bruno in there. I guess the other option you've got, which I don't dislike at all. So you could either do something like that, or in that Grealish spot, you could go for Fernandes. And then in that Robertson spot, you could potentially just go for like a Kanji or someone like that. So it really depends if you want triple City attack or if you want Fernandes in there. But yeah, it would be something along those lines. Hopefully that helps. I don't think you need a particularly strong bench on a free hit and a double game week personally, unless you think there's a good chance that someone will miss out altogether, which is unlikely if you've got all doublers, to be honest. Would you do a -4 for Watkins to Martial for a punt or just play Trippier Isak instead? I'll be honest, I would probably just play Trippier or Isak instead. I love Martial, and when he plays, he's great, but I don't know if that's worth a -4. I think I would just play one of the Newcastle assets. Kane Grealish to Salah and a 6.4 forward, Martial/Alvarez. Oh, I don't know again about selling Grealish. Yeah, I suppose Salah and Martial in for Kane and Grealish isn't terrible. I would probably favour Martial over Alvarez. I think he'll get slightly more minutes. But when Alvarez is on the pitch, he's brilliant. So if you think Alvarez will get a start, then maybe go that way. What are your best dating tips? Don't ask me. You're asking the wrong person. What are your thoughts on Martial? I think he will start one, get an early sub, and maybe start the other and get an early sub again, or come off the bench. So I think he's fine. I think there are better options, though, and there are probably slightly better way to use your transfers. Do you know how many 5 minutes are left until the deadline? 8. For God's sake, Frosty. You're such a bad influence. Such a bad influence. Hi, Ross. Who would you bench out of Trippier, Kane, or Martinelli? I would bench Kane. I wouldn't bench Trippier. It would be between Kane and Martinelli. Kane's obviously got this trickier fixture, I think. Oh, they're both relatively fine fixtures. Oh, I don't know. Martinelli. I'd bench Martinelli. Pete Richardson, Ake, Martinelli, Watkins, Kane to Trent, Salah, Isak, Greenwood, -8. Yeah, again, it's a bit of a big hit, isn't it? But I like those moves a lot. Big fan. Let's do it. Should I bench boost with Ederson, Andreas, Trippier, and Fabian Schär? Andreas isn't ideal, but yeah, I don't hate it. I suppose he's on penalties, isn't he? So yeah, I don't hate that. Why not? There aren't going to be many. Although before you activate if you're considering a bench boost this week, before you activate the bench boost, maybe just consider: does your bench look better in 36? Because for a lot of people, their bench in 36 will probably be stronger. So just skip ahead to future weeks and see, are there times when your bench looks slightly better? Kepa to Steele, Fabian Schär to Stones for a -4. Wanted to do Schär to Estepinian and Raya to Edison, but on 0.1 mil off. I don't like... Why are you selling Fabian Schär? I wouldn't sell him in a million years. He's honestly one of the best assets in the game. Unless I've missed something. Have I missed something that he's injured or out something? One sec. No, I can't see anything. No, I wouldn't sell Fabian Schär. So, no. Sorry. Murphy says, start Trippier, Schär or Watkins. Sorry if you've had nothing but bench headache questions this morning. That's what I'm here for. I think that's a relatively easy one for me. I would start Trippier myself. Just he's got the most routes to points, really good chance for a clean sheet. Yeah, I would start Trips. Good morning, Ross. Have you had any Jota news? I haven't, unfortunately. I apologise. I wish I did. I haven't seen anything yet. It's not even like they're the early kickoff, so I don't think we're going to get a ton of... I mean, they don't play until Sunday at 4:30. Like, I very, very highly doubt we're going to get anything, sadly. Would you triple captain Haaland if you still had the chip? Yep, I probably would. I don't think there are going to be many better weeks, to be honest. 100% Kepa outscores Edison this week. It's written in the stars, isn't it? After what happened earlier on in the season with me getting Kepa and Edison wrong repeatedly, I wouldn't be surprised. What is that super chat? Raptor, I barely know her, lol. What are your opinions on bread? I don't even know where to begin with this super chat. What are my opinions on bread? I would like to eat bread. If you're saying bread as in money, like that kind of bread, I also like that bread. If there's another meaning for bread, I've got no idea. But thank you for the super chat and for breaking my brain with that question. Triple captain Salah. Again, I prefer Haaland, but if you want to go different or you don't own Haaland, then yeah, triple captain Salah looks good. What are your opinions on bread? Sancho or March for Erdegaard? I do like the idea of Jadon Sancho. He's starting to improve a little bit, but I would go Solly March. Father gives me his team, and I don't take a hit every week, Ross, but last game week and this game week I do. I don't understand, though, because your team just looks like a free hit team every week. What do I think of your team? Yeah, it's really nice. Salah, KDB, and Haaland. And Trent. How on earth do you manage to get a team like that every week? Yeah, that's perfect. Not many. I don't think there'll be... I was going to say not many. I can't imagine there'll be many managers at all, if any, that have Haaland, Salah, KDB, and Trent. Like, getting those four is really, really difficult. I think you should do the -8. I am tempted. Would you bench Watkins or Andreas? What exactly are the fixtures? I can't remember perfectly what the fixtures are. So it's Liverpool and City for Andreas, isn't it? I'd bench Watkins. I'd bench Watkins and I'd start Andreas. I don't know. I think Watkins is the better asset, of course, and he's really good away, but you've got two possible opportunities for Andreas to get something. And he is on penalties and set pieces. So there feels like there could be something in there for Andreas. I'd probably just about back the doubler there, but it's not easy. Darren says, Henry, Brentford, to Diaz/Stones for a -4. It feels low upside, but you then get them for double game week 37, I suppose. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'd probably opt for Stones, but I guess Diaz is relatively nailed too. Take a minus 72 or wildcard. Definitely wildcard. Wildcard territory is like minus 20, minus 24. Claudette says, I'm on a free hit. I have all 4. Yeah, there you go. There's one of the benefits of a free hit. Did the free hit that I built have all 4? Haaland, De Bruyne, Salah, Trent, and Fernandez and God, that's a good free hit. I like that free hit. I'm a fan. God, it's making me jealous that I don't have the free hit. Isak to Jota for a -4. I don't know how I feel about that. Lots of people saying Isak or Jota. I can run a poll. We can ask the Wahil as well. I feel like that seems to be the most popular question at the moment, so I'll jump over in a second. Sup, bruv? Why Isak over Trippier when he didn't start? I think he'll start this one. He plays... He's so good. And when he came off the bench, he was unbelievable. So I think he starts this one. Start Trippier or Solanke? Oh, that's a tough one. I'd still start Trippier just about. No, I don't know. Solanke. Maybe Solanke? Solanke's got the pens, hasn't he? Phew, a poll. Yelena. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Just woke up. What's your plan this week? Probably. Right. I feel like my plan most weeks is to be really sensible, and then 10 minutes before the deadline, you guys stress me out and force me to do something I don't want to do. So, you know. Let's get the Wahil involved. I just nearly broke my entire OBS by clicking the wrong button, but we live and we learn. Isak. Jota. What is the poll saying? Before we ask the Will, the poll is currently 50... Oh, that's really close. 54% Isak, 46% Jota. So you guys prefer ever so slightly Isak to Jota. What does the Will think? Right, 1-0 Isak. 1-0 Isak. We know what happens, though. The Will likes to alternate, I think. So it's going to be Jota next, probably. Both, yeah, both would work as well, for sure. Okay, Jota. Can you imagine if this Will just alternate? It doesn't just alternate, by the way. Okay. This is it. This is the spin. I would trust the Will entirely with my life. I would trust it with my life. There we go. If you're looking at Jota or Isak, the Will's never wrong, and it's saying Jota. If you want my opinion, I slightly prefer Isak, but my opinion sucks, so don't trust me. Trust the Will. It's out of my hands. I would love to tell you it's within my hands, but it's not. I guess I've got to take a -12 now and do Isak to Jota. I guess that's what I've got to do. What to do with McAllister? I don't know. I don't know what to think with McAllister. I absolutely adore McAllister, but I don't know. If he plays in the 10 role, he's so good. And he's on penalties as well. The chance for penalty, not high, but it's possible. Apparently, I don't remember saying this. Actually, I do remember saying this. Marcus has just quoted me. I said, I'd love to tell you it's in my hands, but it's not. It's not in my hands. I would never on a stream. No, it's not in my hands. That's a bit sus though, isn't it? That's a bit of a sus comment. Hold up a minute. Hold up. Estepinian or Akanji? Estepinian probably. Is Haaland on penalties? We think so, but Mahrez took one recently when Haaland was on the pitch, so we don't know. But yeah, I would expect in the Prem, Haaland to take the penalties. Super sus. Have you taken any hits? I haven't even made a transfer yet. If you're enjoying today's stream, by the way, do drop a like. Make sure to subscribe as well. How close are we to 68,000? Oh, oh, that was fun. We easily hit 68,000. We easily hit 68,000. Very nice. Only 2,000 away from 70. Hey Raptor, Kepa to Edison or De Gea? Edison. Jordan says, Watkins to Martial, Saka to Grealish, bench Isak. What are your thoughts? I do like that, but I wonder, I would probably just start Isak. Saka to Grealish looks good. I think I would just start Isak and not do the Watkins to Martial move. I love Martial. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Martial, but I don't know if he's that guy in FPL. He's just not consistent enough with his minutes. Would you bench boost if you had it available? I would probably bench boost in game week 36 if I had it available. Pope over De Gea, Ross. No, I think I would back the doubler, Claudette. I think I'd back the doubler. Congrats. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Where's the wheel? The wheel's been out already. Don't you worry. Please, Daddy Ross. I love the desperation. Which two do I start? Shaw, Trippier, Martial, Estepinian. Which two? So you've got to bench a double game week player. I would start. I'd probably start Shaw and Martial and bench Trippier and Estepinian, but that sounds horrific. Dallo or Shaw? I still think it's Shaw for me. Especially just for the remainder of the season. You just know that Shaw's going to start every week. I say that. He would probably get benched now, but he should start. I think Shaw is arguably... Shaw is, in my opinion, at the moment, in the top 2 left-backs in world football. I think he's that good. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's in the top 2. We can't bench him. He's too good. Fernandez to Salah for a -4. I don't like that myself, no. It's not a delusional United fan. Name me better left backs than Luke Shaw in world football. Junior Firpo is absolutely the best left back in the world. Shaw isn't even top 10. Please name 10 left backs that are better than Luke Shaw in world football. The only problem is that Shaw plays centre back. I don't think that will be. It might be. Yeah, he plays well at centre back as well. To be fair, he's really good for bonus points at centre back, so it's not a huge issue. Robertson is not better than Shaw at the moment. I'm not having that. Nuno Mendes, maybe, but I don't think he's better than Shaw. I think Hernandez is the only left back that's better than Shaw. Zinchenko, nah. I think you're all disrespecting Luke Shaw. I think you're disrespecting Luke Shaw, personally. Just tuned in, so I might not have seen it, but Stones or Akanji, I love your content. It's a great question, Luke. I've been sort of just saying both together because I don't really know, but I think Akanji, if I had to choose. I think he's slightly more nailed, and I think he's slightly more attacking from corners, but Stones is probably got like a slightly greater assist threat at the moment just because he's playing slightly further forward. I don't know. I just think I just about prefer Akanji. I'm not even sure I can put my finger on why, but I'll stick to that. Who should I replace Saka with? I've got 10.5 million in the bank. I would go Bruno Fernandes if you don't have him already. Eddie says, totally agree on Shaw. Definitely not a United fan. Maybe I am being a little bit biased. He's just brilliant, though. He's so good. Love the channel. Tony or Trippier to start? I would start Tony, actually, from those two. Gabe, you're getting way too. I think I'm not saying that he is the best left back, like with regards to talent. I'm saying playing so far this season, I think Luke Shaw has been that good. I'm not going to keep on going on about it. I'm not saying he is better than Robertson. I'm saying at the moment he is better than Robertson. Liverpool's defense is absolutely stinky. That you can't say that any of them are any good. Any doubt for Jota starting? Yeah, there is doubt for Jota starting for sure. Absolutely, but probably worth the. If you own him, you start him. It might even be worth the risk to transfer him in. We don't have any information annoyingly on Jota either way. What could you talk about triple captaincy? I think this is the best week to triple captain, and I would triple captain Haaland. that's pretty simple for how I feel about it. Nemanja has sent me his team through. Lovely Serbian name there. Matic, Vidic. Would you change anything? Oh, you got the bench boost. Bench boost Johnston, Trippier, Isaac, Henry. That's a strong bench boost. Would I change anything? No, that team looks really strong. Core, you are going to get a monster score this week. With that team and that bench, you're looking at probably... I'd expect over 150 points. Oh, that's a good question, chat. How many points do you think will be the average in like the top 100k? Or like just amongst managers that are still playing? I'm not talking about the overall in the game because that's always really low. What do you think like the average score this week will be for players that are like engaged with the game, like us, all of us right now? I'm going to guess. I'm going to go quite big. I'm going to say like 114 points. I think it'll be quite a big week. 114 will be the average, which basically means to get a green arrow, I think you'll need 120 plus points probably. Shaw or Wan-Bissaka? I wouldn't, not Wan-Bissaka, I would go Shaw. And would you bench a United or a City defender? I wouldn't bench either of them, to be perfectly honest. $96. That's very low prediction. Hopefully it's... I think it should be above 100, I'm hoping. Pope to Edison from -4. Not for me. No. Who is the best forward below 5.9? Solanke's still below that, isn't he? Yeah, Solanke for me. Is Jota going to be ready? I have no idea if Jota's going to be ready or not. If you need those points this week, best get Bruno in for a benched McAllister before the site crashes. You're such a... I might have to remove your moderator privileges, Frosty. You're being a bad influence. Terrible influence. I'm going to make a move. Now. What am I doing? Chat, you've got 30 seconds to convince me not to do this. Convince me not to do this. Frosty is the best influence. Don't encourage him, Yelena. Don't encourage him. My wife's on a Zoom call and I can hear dogs barking. We don't own a dog. Should I be concerned? As long as it's not your wife barking, Marcus, I think you're fine. Yeah, I don't think it's an issue. Yelena's just said, I'm going to make a move now. Point of view, you're on a date with Ross. Oh, that's I'm gonna take a picture of that to remember. To That's perfect. Oh, that's finished me off. No, not like that. Oh god, that's sus as well. That's just sent me. I can't concentrate now. What was I doing? Oh, I was making a transfer, wasn't I? For God's sake. Robertson or Darwin on a free hit? I'd go Robbo. Help Grealish and Edison or Isak and Fernandez. That's such different. One's a goalkeeper. How does that work? Isak and Fernandez, just about. Right, I don't know. It's all getting very sus in the chat now. I'm gonna make the move. You can't tell me. Kepa to Edison, done. The Edison pain is officially back. If you want to know what to not do this week, it's buy Edison, and if you want to know who to start, it's Raya or Kepa. So there we are. Let me make sure I save my team. I may still get Bruno in the next 18 minutes for a -8. Who knows? Please, can you read my question? Why would you say that and then not deliver a question? To be fair, I'm still fired up over Raptor claiming Shaw is the top 2 left backs in the world. He is. Don't disrespect Luke Shaw. Isak or Tony? Tony. Tony for me. Please don't read my comment. There you go. It's too late now. I've read your comment. Early team news. What early team news do you want? Oh, about Aaron Crystal Palace and West Ham. I can keep an eye out, but I don't think we're going to get much. Your team looks pretty good to go. You don't need a -8. I would agree. Don't ever change, mate. Oh, God. Is Lindelof a good option? I like Lindelof. Can't believe you're benching Trippier. What do you expect me to do? Is Trippier or Isak? Either way, it's not an easy decision at all. Hi, beautiful Baldy. Hello, Devash. Is it worth starting Isak ahead of any of these 10 doublers? The answer is no. No, not for me. I would always back double game week players ahead of single unless they're a really bad doubler, or unless it's like I would never bench Haaland for a doubler, for example, if he had a single week. I would almost always start Haaland, but yeah, in that situation, I would just have to bench Isak. Your eyes lit up at beautiful Baldy. Did they? It's because someone was nice to me. It was a compliment. It was a compliment and an insult, I guess. It was a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. Start one of Isak, Andreas Pereira, Martinelli, Trippier. That's a tough one. Andreas Pereira does have the double, doesn't he? But maybe Isak just ahead of Andreas Pereira. Start Fabian Schär or Watkins. Oh, I might go Schär. He's just so attacking. His data's so good. Oh, I need to look at the F1 sprint shootout in a second. Ross, do you watch world football? Not a massive amount, to be fair. Not enough. Should I go Kepa to Steele or me to Estepinian? Kepa to Steele, I think. And just hope that he keeps his place. Obviously, there is a chance that Sanchez comes back in, so just beware. Shaw or Akanji? This week, I prefer Akanji. For remainder of the season, just because we know that Shaw will start almost every game, if not every game, probably Luke Shaw. But I feel like that's a very close one. And if you really want to attack this week, I do like Akanji as an option. It's just the rotation. You're a wonderful man, Ross. We love you. And I love you all too. Is Jota a starter or no? I don't know, to be honest. I wish I did know. Leclerc got pole again? No way. Did he actually? I love Charles Leclerc. What a man. What a man. What a specimen. Triple captain Haaland or Salah. Is Salah triple captain safe? I love your content. I love you. And yes, Salah captain's fine if you want to go for it. Salah triple captain. It's not an issue at all. I feel like Salah and Haaland could get very similar points this week. So if you want to take the risk, go for it. But just beware that if you get it wrong, that is going to absolutely batter your rank. So just, yeah, accept that there's the chance for it to go wrong. If you're happy to take that risk, I don't mind Salah triple captain. But for me, it would be Haaland. Quite comfortably. I just think I need to see a lot from someone to go against him. Ross's man crush. I don't have any issues admitting that Charles Leclerc is my man crush. Absolutely. We're going toy shopping later. Might also get something for my daughter. Marcus, that is absolutely outrageous. That's just finished me. I can't. Wait, you're a teacher? I'm a lecturer. So yeah, I'm a teacher technically. Darshan says, on my bench boost, Raya, Trippier, Botman and Watkins. Suggest a -4 for Watkins to Martial/Antonio. And please suggest a nailed West Ham defender punt. I feel like Zuma's the one to go for if you're going for a West Ham defender. Oh, Watkins to Martial or Antonio for a -4. I don't mind it, but I would be tempted to just start Watkins. I think I would favour Martial over Antonio. Hopefully that helps. Is Watkins to Isak/Jota worth a -4? I wouldn't do Watkins to Isak. If you think that Jota's going to start both in this double, then probably. If you're not sure, then probably not again. Oh, that comment from Marcus has just killed me. Better captain differential, Salah or Rashford? Salah. Trippier or Akanji this week? Akanji. Have you seen McDonald's new burger? It's called the McBenched. Can you stop it? Stop. I think McAllister's actually going to get benched as well, and it's upsetting me. Right, I'm going to tweak my team so that I can't make any more changes. Oh, I need to log in. Oh, what a nightmare. I'm going to have to tweet it on here. One sec, chat. I need to get a screenshot, and then we're going to tweet my team. Am I happy with the team? I think so. Why not? Oh god, I can't get a symmetrical screenshot. Can you? One sec. What can you see? Can you see the things that I want you to see? And what I don't want you to see? Not that there's anything sus, don't worry. Game week. Do you know, I'll do this in a minute. I'll tweet my team in a minute. I need to answer your questions. That's not game week 33 either. It's game week 34. I'll do that later. Anesh has just done a super chat and said nothing. What else did I miss? Allison or Edison for this week? I still think it's Edison. Better fixtures. Triple captain Haaland. Yes, lots of people ask about triple captain Haaland. I like it a lot. No issues at all with me. Bit sus. What have I said now that's sus? I'm just a very sus person. Just don't reveal our DM conversations, okay? That's true, Marcus. We have had some conversations, don't you? Whew. Kane, Madison, Mings to Salah, Solanke, Kanate for a -8. Yeah, don't mind that. Maybe slightly low upside, but Korshik says on a wildcard, Stones and Steele or Edison and Estepinian. Also, Isak or Watkins until the season end. I prefer Isak to Watkins, definitely. And I think that the better combo is probably Ederson and Estepinian. Hopefully that helps. Frischy says, Fernandes or De Bruyne for Grealish, or keep Grealish and is triple captain a viable option? Yep, so triple captain is, I would triple captain Haaland. Fernandes or De Bruyne for Grealish. I would probably just keep Grealish, but I understand the desire. I would love, if there are two players this week that I don't have that I want, it's De Bruyne and Bruno. So I understand that, but I would probably just keep Grealish. What about Old Man Vardy, Ross? I don't hate it, but I think there are definitely better options myself. Start Stones, Trippier, but who third, Botman or Pinnock? I think Botman. I think you back the better defence with the better fixture. Does Ross prefer Wilson or Isak? I prefer Isak. Bench Trippier or Lindelof? That's a tough one. I still think I would back the double game week player, but I think that's a really close one because Lindelof doesn't have that much goal threat. But I would probably still back the doubler. Alexis McAllister or Solly March? Solly March for me, probably. Why did you keep Raya? I just... Raya's not going to be benched at any point. There's a chance Kepa gets benched. So if for some reason I don't want Ederson or Ederson misses out, then I feel like Raya's a safer backup. I also don't really want Kepa for game week 37. I know he has a double, but I'm just not really backing that particularly. 7 minutes till the deadline. Make sure you lock those teams in. I'm going to very quickly tweet my team. Game week 34. Team. Lock. What's my rank? 16k. We'll say 17k. 17k. Do you know what? No one needs to even know my rank. It was just Kepa to Ederson. Let me just tweet that. Kepa. Kepa point to Ederson. Good luck, everyone. Done. Am I committing to starting Isak ahead of Trippier? I think I am. God, that bench just screams points. I'm going to get absolutely obliterated on my bench. Yes. Done. Chat, you know what time it is. Like the tweet and make me feel loved. It's that time. Help, please. Robertson to Henry for a -4. I assume you mean the other way around. I don't hate that. Yeah, maybe. But Henry's fine for this week if you need to play him. Henry to Shaw and Kane to Jota and Castagna to Trent for a -8, or just free transfer Henry to Shaw and start Trippier. No, I quite like that -8, Daniel. I'm quite a big fan of that -8. If you're feeling aggressive with it, go for it. If you're unsure, then maybe just do the free transfer. But I actually really like the look of that. Getting Jota and Trent in looks solid. Akanji for Trippier -4. No. I would not be selling your Newcastle. People are so desperate to sell their Newcastle assets. It's madness. Don't sell your Newcastle assets. Is Eze any good? Yeah, I like Eze a lot. Early kickoff, though. It's the only thing. You've got less than 5 minutes until the deadline, by the way. Make sure you get your teams locked in. Do hits count into the cup score? Yes. Need to know Zinchenko to Akanji for a -4. Yep, I like that. BL9 says, is Salah essential if you have 5 double game week mids? I could do Kane to Solanke and Grealish to Salah. No, he's not essential by any means. Kane to Solanke and Grealish to Salah is nice though. I don't mind that, but I think if you don't think that Salah's essential, then you don't need to break your team. I sold Dan Burn. Oh, Yelena. What? You should have spoke to me about that, and I would have told you not to. No, it's not. It's not a huge issue. It's just because they double in 36, so you're probably going to want to get a Newcastle asset back in. Start Isak or Trippier. I think the highest ceiling. They've both got. I was going to say the highest ceilings with Isak, but I don't think that because Trippier gets a goal and a clean sheet on a 15-pointer. I don't know. I think if I'm to predict the way, this is the way that I'm thinking about it. If I'm to predict, I've got a long-term plan. I'm a changed woman. If I were to predict the way that the Southampton Newcastle game was going to go, I would predict that like 4 or 5-1 is more likely than like 1-0. And I think if I'm expecting Newcastle to score a lot of goals, I need to start Isak. And I feel like Southampton need to go and try and get something from this game. So if they go 1 or 2 goals down, they're going to have to keep attacking. They've got absolutely nothing to lose. So I think that Newcastle could score quite a few goals in this game. Who's the best Brighton mid? It's probably Matoma or March. I feel like McAllister's the third best at the moment just because there are so many doubts around where he's going to play. You've got just over 2 minutes until the deadline. Make sure you get your teams locked in. If Martinelli hauls, I'm going to be very upset. It's not my fault, Pickle. it's not my fault. It was the Wahill told you to do that. So I feel like you think Martinelli's the better one to start. I think you should start Martinelli and bench Trippier because I think that's what you want to do. Trust your gut feeling. Watkins or Botman? Watkins, as you can tell by the order of my bench. Zuma for Trippier. No, don't sell Trippier. Stop trying to sell Trippier. Trippier's a great option for the remainder of the season. Have you seen De Zerbi's quotes around McAllister? I have. Slightly worrying, for sure. I think there's a good chance he's benched in one. And I don't like that bit. I don't feel confident enough making the move. The pressure is getting worse. All you need to think with these benching decisions is which way would it upset you more? Would it upset you more if the player that you're currently starting hauls or the other way around? And maybe that's the way to make the decision. Because it's basically a 50-50. Jota versus Trippier bench. I'd start Jota there. At least McAllister will be nice and fresh for Manchester United. God, against the team that I support and I've got a defender from. Not ideal. Do the goat noise, Baldy. In a minute. You got less than a minute until the deadline, by the way. Bench one of them, Isak or Estepinian. I would bench Isak. Start Kane or Trippier. I would start Trippier. Watkins, Botman or Henry. I would start Watkins. Saka or Martinelli. I prefer Martinelli at the moment. Shaw or Dallo. It's still Luke Shaw for me. That's it. That's the deadline. That is the deadline. We are locked in. Done. Dusted. Don't leave the stream, though, because we carry on streaming. So don't leave. But if you are going to leave, subscribe on your way out. Don't you worry. More content to come. I've definitely messed up. I'm sure you haven't messed up. I'm sure you haven't. I'm sure you haven't. Get your hat off. Get your top off. Here we go. Get your kit off. Yeah. I actually will take this off in a second. I'm not going to take my entire clothing off. Maybe I will. Maybe this is the day that it happens. Do the goat noise. That's more like a sheep. I have to cover my face. How was that? How was that for a goat noise or a sheep noise? Show pickle. My pickle or FPL pickle? Yeah, I'm not going to show you my pickle. Did you do the goat noise on the date? No. What do we think of the goat noise? Interesting. Sounds like a buzzer. It's more like a sheep. I feel like a goat's more aggressive. This is the best part of the stream, hands down. Thank you, Max. I appreciate it. Do you know what? When people repeatedly tell me that this is the best part of the stream, it is a compliment, and I love it. This is my favorite part of the stream. And then I think at the same time, does that mean that the FPL part isn't very good? And should I just bin off the FPL part? Maybe. Maybe I should. Take off your glasses seductively. No. The glasses stay on. I would rather take off all my clothing than my glasses. Let's just say that. Date update, date update. God, everyone wants a date update. The date went well. That's all. I'm not going to give you the finer details. The date went well. It is what it is. I might maybe see her again. I'll keep you updated, chat, but I won't. I don't know what. There's not many finer details. I don't know. Goats are crazy. Goats are crazy. What are your F1 thoughts? I don't know. I need to look at the sprint shootout results. Just do a cooking stream. I could do a cooking stream. Have you heard Charles Leclerc's song on Spotify? How amazing is that? I was going to play it, but then I'll get copyright strike. Copyright strike. Copy. Don't know what I'm trying to say. Copyright striked. When you let your hair down is the best part of the stream. That is an outrageous comment, but I like it. Did you fumble the bag? My goat Rossiter on the pool as always. So do you work out with glasses? I do. Did you go for dinner? What a lovely question, Yelena. Yes, we went for dinner. We went for some Italian food and had some drinks after that. What's her rank? She doesn't play FPL. She doesn't even follow football, sadly. Sing it instead. You want me to sing Charles Leclerc's piano piece? I don't know that I'm that talented. Do a freestyle. I could do a freestyle rap. Oh, that was a big stretch. Oh, chat, some of these questions are outrageous. Did Stormzy like the Italian food? No, it wasn't Stormzy. I shouldn't say that, should I? No, don't worry. Did you have a slice of your pizza? Is this a euphemism? I didn't get pizza. I got pasta. Does she know you're bald yet? Yeah, I didn't wear a hat. We went out for dinner. I'm not going to wear a hat at dinner. That would be a bit rude, I think. You do your best piano impression. Don't doubt yourself. Maybe one day. How tall are you? I'll let Yelena answer that question. She's the only person in the chat that's met me. Yelena, how tall am I? And you better be honest as well. You better be honest. I swear to God, if you give it. I love this question. I've had this question so many times, but it makes me laugh every time. Where do you stop washing your face and start washing your head? It's a great question. Where I start washing my face and head. I can't tell you the secrets. Ross, I'm in London for 3 days. What should I see? You should get a tour of Parliament. You should. 3 days. I don't know. I'm not from London, so. Yelena, are you still in the chat? Is she still in the chat? Oh, she is. Yelena, if you're in London for 3 days, what would you say are the priority things to see and do? Did she tickle your beard? What are these questions? Right, did you split or did she pay him full? I paid him full for everything. She didn't pay for anything. Of course. Of course. Do you live by yourself? I do live by myself, yeah. Oh my, I bet she fixed her makeup through looking at your head. Because it's reflective. That's just outrageous. Yelena, you said I'm 5'10". There you go, chat. Told you. I think I'm more like 5'9", but I'm taking 5'10", definitely. Do you exfoliate your head? No, I don't. What a question. No, I don't. Soho, Chinatown for food and drink. Greenwich to see the Cutty Sark walk along the Thames and great views of London. There you go. What an answer. Ross, I got some Yeezys, 350 for 300 euros. Rate my buy. I respect it. I don't have any Yeezys myself, but do I have your permission to be mean, but it's all a joke? Go for it. You do your best. What was... Oh, my God. Right, chat, you are violating me today. What was her guide dog called? Are we suggesting that the only person that would go on a date with me would be blind? Chat, that's outrageous. Here for the strip. I am actually really, really warm, so the jacket will be coming off soon, but I'll do that off camera. That is the most outrageous comment. Ross, your MITB left. How much money in the bank do I have left? I don't know. I didn't even check. I think I have a little bit. 0.2, 0.3, something like that. Do you oil your head for the day? Yes. Extra oil. I think you look tantalizing. Thank you. You look tantalizing. What a word. When you say Italian, do you mean Domino's? No, it's a place called Piccolino's in Nottingham. It's nice. Tell us your workout routine. Just lift heavy weights. No, it's push-pull legs. ×2. 6 days a week. Sometimes 5. Salah will score 30 points just because I didn't captain him. I hope he scores 30 points. That'd be nice. What are your plans for the summer, Ross? I'm actually going to Amsterdam for the entirety of June. And then maybe, depending on what happens with stuff, I might end up going to Italy for a week as well. But Amsterdam is in place pretty much. So if anyone's from Amsterdam, that's cool. I'll be there for the entirety of June. Can you bench 100 kilos? I can bench 95 kilos. I've never benched 100 kilos. 95. Which is fine because I only weigh 75. So. Are you getting on the shrooms in Amsterdam? No, I'm not getting on the shrooms. I'm there for work. Whereabouts in Italy are you going? I want to go to Lake Como, is the plan. But I need someone to go with me, really. So we'll see. Love the Netherlands. Beautiful country, lovely people. It is. I mean, I've been to the Netherlands once. I didn't go to Amsterdam, and I was a lot younger, but I know a lot of people love Amsterdam. Can you touch the end of your tongue to your nose? Yeah, I can touch my nose with my tongue quite easily. I've got a very, very long tongue. That's too much information. But I'm not going to do that on stream. I feel like that's a bit weird. I like that immediately people are like, I'll come to Italy. Who would come to Italy with me? Does anyone want to come to Italy with me? I'll pay for everything. All expenses covered. Who wants to come to Italy with me? Can you lick your head? No, it's not that long. FPL pickle, nah. Fair enough. Sweet. Didn't want you to go anyway. Everyone else is saying yes. Everyone is saying yes, apart from FPL pickle. Free, you say? All free. I'll pay for everything. All you need to do is bring your wonderful self, and that's it. Get braids in Italy. Could you imagine if I came back with like a braided wig? You want to go to Lake Como over in it? That's a good pun. I rate that, Freemo. I rate that. Rap to the sugar daddy. I am a sugar daddy. Maybe if there's ice cream involved. Where's Vincent? Vincent! I love that he's black on this. It's just, I've never seen a black cactus. But he's not. He's green. But the green screen ruins it. Hey, Vince. Do you like Post Malone? I'm seeing him live next Saturday. That's awesome. I wouldn't say like I'm a massive Post Malone fan, but yeah, I do like Post Malone. Just the one. Cornetto. Oh my god, Vincent has more hair than you. He actually does. We've got something similar to Vincent, but he's battery operated. Interesting. Too many tats. Post Malone, yes, does have a lot of tattoos, doesn't he? Ross, we will be together. That's nice, Jason. Are you just telling me? Or is that a question? We will be together. We shall. Ross, what is your favourite genre of music? It's like indie or rap. They're my two favourite. Are you battery operated, Ross? Maybe. What's your fasting insulin level? I've got no idea. You can't have too many tats. I have several. Do you shave your head on a daily? No, I shave it like twice a week. How many calories are you on a day? 2,100-ish? My favourite thing about Post Malone is he is an anagram of metal spoon. He actually is, isn't he? I want to see them muscles. I'm going to take my top off. Not that you will see muscles. FPL Mate just did the griddy on stream. Did he actually? That's outrageous behaviour. I'm going to take my top off. No. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm going to take my jacket off. And then chuck it away and then I'll be back. Hello. I missed the deadline. That's not good. That's not good at all. This top doesn't fit properly. Oh well. Top off. No, the top's not coming off properly. Just one more layer left, guys. Why did you need to go off cam to take your jacket off? Because if I was doing it in my chair, I'd be like... Weird. Ross, do you get middle-aged women looking at your arms? All the time. All the time. I've been subscribed for 8 months with the promise of a shirtless Ross. I feel like it needs to be for a milestone. Maybe when I hit 100,000 subscribers. I just told you, though, the thing is... If I'm streaming on YouTube and someone clicks on my stream and I'm just topless, it's so weird. It's just such a weird concept. I feel like I'd have to stream on like Twitch and be topless, and that would be less weird. I mean, it's still weird, let's be honest. In an FPL boxing match, would you batter Harry and Focal? Harry's a little bit taller than me, so I feel like he'd have a better reach. And Oscar and I are just too nice, so I don't think that would work. I made transfers on my laptop, but I went to my phone app at 10:59 and the transfers weren't there. Does this mean they didn't go through? I guess you just have to wait to see for it to update. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Ross, I've got to tell you, you are a great soul. Peace, brother. That's very kind. I appreciate you. Oh man, I've just missed the stream. I've just woken up. Why are so many people missing the stream today? That's sad. I'm sorry. Hopefully your team's still fine. Hey Ross, join me in Singapore to watch the F1 night race. If you can get me tickets, I'll consider it. If anyone wants to get me tickets to the F1 Grand Prix of any kind, I will consider it. Who's this buff guy on stream? Me? Should I smolder at the camera? I can smolder. No, not really. Who's your favorite rapper? Dave. Ross, why didn't you take your date to Hooters Nottingham? It's your favorite restaurant. I took Yelena to Hooters on International Women's Day. Now, before you ask why, she was coming to Nottingham. We wanted wings, and they do really nice wings. So we booked it, and then after booking it, we realized that it was International Women's Day. So I ended up essentially taking Yelena to Hooters for International Women's Day. It was not good. Yeah. No, it wasn't a date. We're friends, for goodness sake. As friends. What's my favorite Dave song? It's probably God's Eye, but we spoke about... I like Environment. Is good. What's... 24th birthday, is it? His more recent one. I like that. God's Eye for me. I don't know why. I think it's the music. Does Raptor have Riz? What do you think? Do you think I have Riz? You let me know, Ryan. What's the vibe you get from me? Do you get a Riz vibe? Let me know. How's the bingo going this week so far? I don't know, Calvin. How's the bingo going? "19th birthday slaps." Yes, absolutely, Connor. I agree with that. Ross's book has topless pictures in it. You should get it. It doesn't, but it could do. Maybe the second edition. What's your favorite movie? My favorite movie is Interstellar. What a movie. I cannot wait for Oppenheimer. I cannot wait. Anything Christopher Nolan just gets me so excited. He's just a genius, the man is. What does Riz mean? I'm clueless. I'll give you the definition. It is another word for... Riz is a slang term for being charming and potentially seducing a romantic partner, especially through verbal communication. So basically, if you're charming and you can sweet talk a woman, you have Riz. So do I have Riz? Infinite Riz. Riz the chat. I riz you every week. Why do you think you're still here? Why do you think you're still here? It's because you've been officially rizzed every single week. You have respectful Riz. I do have respectful Riz. I like that. Always have to ask this on any stream. Do you have any new pics for Tinder? Let me have a look. I mean, the last stream was only a few days ago. No, I have topless pictures again. It's terrible. That's pretty much all that there is. Surely you're watching Barbie first. No, I will prefer to watch anything Christopher Nolan first. The Wizard of Oz. Riz poll. Okay, cool. Riz poll incoming. I think we ran this poll before, and most people said I didn't. So let's not do that again. Rizzle dizzle. Respectful. I have respectful Riz. I like that. That's a... Rosh, we've nearly reached your milestone of 69k. Way. Risley Bear. Christopher Nolan. Oh, I like that one, Harvey. That one made me chuckle. How long ago did you turn 40? Piss off, Daniel. Nolan is my fave, just ignoring Tenet. I really didn't like Tenet at all. Really sad. I really didn't enjoy it. The Prestige is Nolan's most underrated film, in my opinion. This is better than The Deadline. You're damn right it is. What month do you turn 80 this year? Right, this is just getting out of hand. Batman trilogy. I've got very different opinions to most. If you've watched the Dark Knight trilogy, which is your favorite of the 3 films? If you've watched the Dark Knight trilogy, which is your favorite? I was just trying to see on IMDb which way they are. I think I have a completely different opinion to everyone else. Everyone else that I've ever spoken to disagrees with me on the favorite. Dark Knight. Yeah, a lot of people Dark Knight. Batman Begins got a few. See, for me, I don't know why, Dark Knight Rises is my favorite, which is the one with Bane. That's my favorite. But I would actually say Back to Front is my favorite. But that's maybe due to the, I don't know, like the age that I'm at. I don't know. But I like Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight, and then Batman Begins in that order. Oh, the climbing scene in Dark Knight Rises. I need a Christopher Nolan marathon. Inception, Interstellar, The Prestige, and then The Dark Knight. Could I get 6 films done? No, that's like 18 hours because they're all quite long. I might have to drop The Prestige or Inception. Did you give birth to Chuck Norris? What does that even mean? I need to watch the Batman trilogy. If you not watched the Batman trilogy, right, there we go. That's something for us to do. Memento. I don't mind Memento. I think it's not my favorite Christopher Nolan film, though. And again, I know that's a... Interstellar is one of the best films of all time. You're making me want to watch Interstellar tonight. Oh, one sec. I've got an idea. That's actually a really good idea. All of his films are unreal. He's apart from Tenet, he's not made a bad film. And I don't even think Tenet's bad. I just don't think it's that good. Do you like Good Will Hunting? Good Will Hunting, the name of Good Will Hunting broke my mind. I thought he was hunting, I guess this is the play on words, but I thought he was hunting for goodwill. And then I found out when I watched the film that his name was Will Hunting. So, yeah. If there was an FPL Raptor film, who would you want to play you? Fuck, it's got to be Jason Statham, hasn't it? I've not seen Interstellar. It's on my list. Think I'll watch it tonight. I promise you, it is by far and away the best score on any film ever. The soundtrack is unreal. Oh, you could just listen to the music from Interstellar constantly. Calvin. Good Will Hunting. What are your favourite films, chat? What are your favourite films? Have you ever watched Seven, Ross? Is that like the one of the 7 Deadly Sins? Yes, absolutely. I need to make a note. After the stream, I'll go back in the chat and I'll make a note of some of these. Yeah, let me know your favourite films. Flushed Away for some reason. What's Flushed Away? I've never even heard of that. Is this going to be an animated, like, Disney film? How have I never seen this? I've genuinely never seen that. Roddy, a rat, lives a luxurious lifestyle in a furnished flat. However, life has other plans for him after he gets flushed away from a toilet in the sewers of London. That sounds like a brilliant film. I'm going to watch Flushed Away. Inception's getting a couple of shouts. Fight Club. I only watched Fight Club once a while back. I need to watch that again, I think. Gladiator, Sausage Party, Django Unchained. Oh my God, what a film. Tarantino and Nolan are just in a world of their own, aren't they? Did you roll? No, I did. Kepa to Edison. Garfield is also hilarious. I feel like we're starting to see a trend here of funny animated films. The Machinist is amazing. Yeah. No way. That's insane. If you're watching, I'll reply to you in a sec. Yells. Bullet Train was ace. I don't know if I've seen Bullet Train. I actually don't like animated films, but I do like those. Fair enough. You and Edison did not do very well in the past. I know. You've never seen Flushed Away. Is this like a famous film? I've never seen it. Never even heard of it. Shutter Island. Shutter Island is in my top 5, probably. Yeah, Shutter Island's in my top 5. I would say my top 5. Interstellar, Inception, Shutter Island. The thing is, so I've read Shutter Island as a book before I watched the film, and the film was as good as, if not better, which is very, very rare that you read a book, watch the film, and it actually does it justice. If you've not read Shutter Island, by the way, I highly recommend reading it. Harry Potter. I haven't done a Harry Potter marathon in a while. Maybe I need to do that as well. So many films we need to watch. Apocalypse Now. It's a weird film, though, isn't it? And again, I feel like Heart of Darkness is better. If you've not read Heart of Darkness, is it Conrad Lorenz? Is that who wrote Heart of Darkness? Conrad Lorenz is the psychologist, isn't it? It's Joseph Conrad. Conrad Lorenz is the guy that did Imprinting. If you're into psychology, you'll know Conrad Lorenz. Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. If you've not read Heart of Darkness, that's a cracking book. The Ides of March. I don't think I've seen that. Who is it? No, I don't think I've seen that. Maybe I'll watch that as well. We could do a group movie stream. I like the sound of that, Yelena. Prisoners is a cracking film. I agree. Interstellar is boring. You're boring. Don't say that. Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar is just... I could listen to Matthew McConaughey speak all day. When he does, he's all right. He's just... Oh, I love him. What a man. Clockwork Orange. I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things. It's one of those that's always been on my list, but I've never got round to. Did you watch Severance? Yeah, Severance is a good film. What a question, David. I feel like I shouldn't answer that on stream. Yeah, these are some really good films. I'm gonna go back through and make a list of some of the ones that I want to watch. Do you not rate Scorsese? Oh, of course I do. Of course I do. I probably slightly prefer Tarantino and Nolan. Maybe not. I don't know. Die Hard, good films. Chat, the age-old question, is Die Hard a Christmas film? Where is that from? Is that Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Where they have... Is it Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Oh, we're going to have to do a poll. Is Die Hard a Christmas film? I think it's Brooklyn Nine-Nine that they talk about that in loads of detail. Is Die Hard a Christmas film? Because it's set at Christmas, and there are like some of the most famous lines are Christmas themed. But is it just something that's set at Christmas, or is it a Christmas film? Right? I'm not asking, does it have a Christmas theme? Of course it does. But is it? Would you call it a Christmas film? Is it something you would really only tend to watch at Christmas time? Yeah. It's Jake. Oh, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I must admit, I do have a bit of a crush on Amy Santiago. Not afraid to admit that. She's attractive. Oh, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Might have to watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine episodes later today. That episode is brilliant. If you've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, when Gina, Charles, and Jake get stuck in the shop, and it's like the Die Hard Christmas episode. That's yeah, yippee-ki-yay other buckets. Yeah, that line is that's a great episode. That's probably one of the better episodes. What's my favorite sitcom? That's a great question. My favorite sitcom. Oh, I'm a big... Modern Families are very underrated. Would I say Modern Family? Yeah, maybe. No, I've got to say, nah, the US Office, just. Is that a sitcom? I guess it's a sitcom. The US Office. Oh, Parks and Rec. Actually, hold up. Parks and Rec. Have you seen Schitt's Creek? No, I haven't. Would you recommend? Oh, I think it might be Parks and Rec. If you've not seen Parks and Rec, by the way, highly, highly recommend. I'm going to say my top 3. Actually, I like Community as well. If anyone's seen Community. I like Parks and Rec, Modern Family. No, I can't do 3. I don't know. I give up. The US Office, but I also like Modern... I don't know. I'm just repeating myself. Only Fools and Horses is a classic. I don't know how you have time to watch TV. I don't know either. I don't know how I have any spare time. Aubrey Plaza. That is an attractive woman. Big Bang Theory. Oh my God, I love Big Bang Theory as well. I know no one else does. Let's not get into a discussion about that. Every time I mention Big Bang, I get into arguments because everyone hates it, but I like Big Bang. I even like How I Met Your Mother, which again, most people don't like How I Met Your Mother. I think that was good. Seinfeld's goated. I've never seen Seinfeld, and I've not seen Schitt's Creek. How I Met Ross's Mother. Outrageous comment. Any recommendations for red wine? I don't actually drink red wine, sadly. Sorry. Suits is so underrated. Is Suits a sitcom? I wouldn't count that as a sitcom. Suits is my favorite series of all time. I love Suits. I absolutely adore Suits. Anyone watched Benidorm? I haven't actually. Ross is a Smirnoff Ice aficionado. No, I like white wine. If I'm going to drink wine, it would be white wine. You are the Mike Ross of FPL. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Absolutely. Suits after season 5 is so bad. I don't think so. I don't think so. When is the deadline? 36 minutes ago. Black Mirror on Netflix is decent. I can't watch Black Mirror. There aren't many things that affect me. I watched 3 episodes. I felt anxious. I felt sick. They really mess with your brain, those Black Mirror episodes. I can't watch Black Mirror. It just is a no for me. Because they're just so realistic every episode. And you're like, you could imagine society going in that direction. It messed with my brain. I felt disgusting watching them. But I guess it depends which ones you watch. But some of them are just so sickening. Have you seen the trailer for the new season of Black Mirror? I have not, no. Peaky Blinders, great show. For sure. I would love to get into anime. Chat, if any of you watching are into anime, what would you say is like a good starting point? I know you've got classics like Sailor Moon and stuff like that. What would you say? I've never watched anime. What's a good program to start, like a series to start with, or a good episode, or like which episodes of Black Mirror did I watch? I watched the one. Do you know the one that really messed with my brain? It was the museum one. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was like torturing in it and pain. Oh, it was horrible. The museum one, and then they had the guy locked away. Oh, I didn't like that one. That was the one when I just went, I'm not watching Black Mirror ever again. But I watched a few of them and they were pretty messed up. Right, what are you guys recommending for anime? Attack on Titan, Death Note. Okay, everyone's saying Death Note. Cool, right, I'm gonna make a note of that. Because I've always wanted to get into anime, but I've just never known the film or the series. Chat, the TV series or the film? I assume that, yeah, it's the TV series, isn't it? Wow, that's got a 9 out of 10 on IMDb. Okay, I'll watch a bit of Death Note and I'll let you know. Oh, the camera's gone. Akira, got a couple of mentions as well. Naruto. Yeah, no, I've never watched anime. I wish I'd have watched anime in the past, but no, I've never watched it, and I never know where to start with it. To be honest, you're too old for cartoons. I don't think that's the case. I'm only 26, for God's sake. Band of Brothers. Again, I've not seen it, but I have heard good things. I think you'll enjoy watching Mindhunter on Netflix. It's about the psychology of serial killers. I do find that stuff interesting, to be fair. 7 Deadly Sins. Oh, there are so many things that I still want to watch that I haven't. I've never watched The Misfits either. Breaking Bad is pretty goated, yeah. How about The Untouchables? I love it. My ex was actually French, so we watched The Untouchables together, obviously with subtitles, but she speaks French, so we watched quite a few French films together. But yeah, I like The Untouchables. It's Untouchable in French, not The Untouchables, but yeah, that's a great film. The music in that is so good. Is Walter White related to you? Yeah, he's my dad. Stranger Things. Oh, right. Stranger Things. Stranger Things was in my opinion, Stranger Things was a very good show. The final season of Stranger Things was outrageously good. Like before that final season, I would have just said, yeah, I enjoyed Stranger Things, but that final season made it a banging program. I don't know why I enjoyed it so much, but I feel like they just absolutely nailed that final season of Stranger Things. If you've not seen Stranger Things, it's probably worth giving a go. But yeah, that final season for me was so good. True Detective. Again, I've heard of it, but I've not watched it myself. The music was insane. Whoever came up with the idea to put Kate Bush in there was just, again, such a clever person. Any plans for the bank holiday? I don't have bank holidays. I just carry on because I do YouTube and PhD stuff, and so I just carry on working through the bank holiday. So no, there are no major plans for me. What are we having for lunch, dinner, or breakfast after this, chat? What are we eating after this? I'm going to go in a few minutes to eat because I'm starving. Have you seen The Wire? No. I've seen the FPL Wire, but I've not seen The Wire. Hummus, carrot, hot sauce, and lettuce wrap. Frosty, are you vegetarian or is that just a like a light healthy lunch? Thai food? Oh, I'd love some Thai food right now. Is the Secret Lab chair worth it? It is for me, yeah. I think it's super comfortable, but it is quite expensive. I love American Horror Story. Oh, Yelena, you would get on marvelously with my mother. She loves American Horror Story. She's tried making me watch it so many times. It's just such a weird show. I just walk in at random points. I'm like, what on earth is going on in American Horror Story? Probably football ground food. Oh, yeah, you're off to the game. Let me know what you get. Are you going back to Hooters for lunch? I'd love some wings right now, to be fair. Yelena, I don't know if you were in the chat at the point that I spoke about this, but I told the chat that we went to Hooters on International Women's Day. I don't know if you're in the chat at that point, but that will forever be a funny memory. I'm just going to have chicken and pasta. Chat, it's not particularly exciting. Not particularly exciting at all. What do you study for your PhD? Sports psychology. Sports psychology. Hi, Ross. Nice team. Thank you very much, Beardy. I appreciate that. I felt so empowered. Ross even got balloons for the table. I forgot about that. Wherever we go, whoever books the table out of the two of us, we tell them it's the other person's birthday. We went to a place in London. Yelena told them it was my birthday, and I got a free dessert. But at Hooters, all they did was just put 2 balloons attached to the table. Ted Lasso. I've still not watched that. If you watch Death Note, I'd prefer the dub version. I wouldn't on 99% of other animes, but the dub is goated. Okay. I'll play like 10 minutes of both and see what I prefer. TGI's gives you free birthday desserts. Does it? I don't regularly go to Hooters. In fact, that's the only time I've been to Hooters in my life. Facts. Blame Yelena. Do you like Squid Game? I did actually really enjoy Squid Game, yeah. I thought that was very, very good. Ross stealing my transfers again. Did you copy me again, Harry? I can't, honestly. The man just copies me, but he each week, the only one player he has different to me scores like 5 billion points. Outrageous behaviour. Estepinian and Edison in for Chill and Raya. Our teams are very similar. Your team is slightly better than mine, though, Harry, so I'm not looking forward to that. I went to Hooters in Aruba once. Aruba. When are you streaming on Twitch? I don't know. I need to set something up, and I don't know if I'm streaming alone or not. I need to chat with old Yelena about that. I don't know what I would be streaming, by the way. No idea. Yeah, I need to go watch some F1 as well. What a weird weekend of F1 this is. I think it will take a while to get used to. Stream what on Twitch? I don't know, more stuff like this, Harry, probably. Just like maybe a bit of gaming. Like Fall Guys and Rocket League are 2 games that I want to do. Maybe some F1 chat. Maybe some Tinder chat. I know chat love that. Old Yelena. I wasn't saying you are old. I'm saying, oh, you know, old Yelena. You know, You just wait until McAllister scores 2 penalties in this double and everyone's going to be like, Ross, you're such a genius for keeping McAllister. What Rocket League rank are you? Oh, terrible. Gold? I don't really play Rocket League. Gold 1? Something like that. Ross raging at Fall Guys would be brilliant. Exactly. Can you imagine me playing Rocket League and Fall Guys? Like, it would be pretty funny. Can we do live Tinder with Ross, where we advise you what to say? Maybe. Who knows? Might not even be single by then. Who knows? Maybe I would have found true love. Oh my God, Ross is so jammy on Fall Guys. Do you know what? I was actually going to try and argue with that. I was very jammy. Yeah, do you know what? I'll allow it. I don't stream on Twitch yet. I'll make a Twitch stream, Twitch channel at some point, I'm sure. I don't think I would play FIFA, no. FIFA makes me too angry. FIFA turns me into a terrible person. I mean like a terrible person as well. It's the only thing in the world that turns me into a bad person is FIFA, so I wouldn't play FIFA, no. This makes me so angry. You wouldn't believe the anger that I feel. Especially playing Weekend League, if you play FIFA, it makes me violently angry. Like, terrible. Zaha's back for Palace. Interesting. That's a big thing for them. FPL site is updated. Let's have a look. Oh, it takes so... You have to go to like status and like keep refreshing your page, and it'll, there you go, eventually carry over. Oh God, there's so many benching headaches. I hate this. Chat, what on earth do I do here? Oh, I don't know what on earth to do with that team. Look at, I've got triple Newcastle on the defense and on defense of the bench. How did your date go on Wednesday, Ross? Yeah, it went well. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Set up your bus team, Raptor, in case you won't log in for a week. I guess that is my bus team, but I just don't know what to do about... I don't know what to do about the bench. Was I completely mad playing Alvarez over Trippier? No, I would have played Alvarez over Trippier. Play Trippier ahead of Luke Shaw. Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's the play. Who is vacuuming at your house? Can you hear that? That's a drill outside in the main road. That's mad that you can hear that on the mic. You must have the microphone turned up very loud. Why didn't you put the Hooters trip on TikTok? Come with me to Hooters. That would be a fun vlog, wouldn't it? Have you used Draft Hound? I don't know if you can talk about it with the Fantasy Football Hub sponsors. So I obviously just can't promote other companies, but I don't use Draft Hound, and I've never used Draft Hound, no. That isn't to say I don't think it's a good... I'm sure it's great, but no, I haven't used it. Right, chat, you know what? I think that's me. I think that's me done for today. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for being here as always. You are my favorite people in the world, those of you that stick around for the after stream. And the next stream isn't until Saturday now. There are no more midweek deadlines, so it's a week in between streams. But there will be plenty of content for Game Week 35. And of course, I will be back as always for the stream on 35. And just know that there is some very exciting content coming on my channel. I can't tell you exactly what, but it's very exciting. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye.